Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, it is the Collecting Weekly Christmas episode.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
'Cause I can't
Wait,
hear.
wait, who
Yes,
said that?
Who was Mario?
Mario.
We only just started.
Oh boy, that's how it's gonna go tonight. Dean, the Dream Martin. We're joined by Mega Man Mario, Money Mendez, Danikin, Lee, and the man, the myth, the legend, Scott Bradley. How you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Mario says he has no sound. Mario, just refresh your browser and I'll bring you back in, and we'll get you settled. But we're here to do a Patreon chat. It's going to be our official Christmas episode, and we're going to do like AMA, Ask Us Anything. We could chat about our lives. I had some stuff happen today that was quite adventurous, and we'll just BS for as long as you guys want, and then when we're done, we'll call it a night. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
So how's everybody been today? Dean, what'd you do today?
I worked and then I got off work. I went to get some tacos. It was still technically breakfast time, so I got some
The best
breakfast
time.
tacos. Yeah, and then I came home and I passed out until 5 o'clock. And then I've just been on the internet since.
That's not too bad. Scott, how was your day today?
Good. We had Christmas with my wife's family today till about, I think, 9 o'clock. So
That is
That's
not
pretty much
too
it.
bad. And you're
Yeah.
good. I know you were sick for a bit, but you're feeling a little bit better.
Oh yeah, finally feeling better. I think my only thing is the smell and taste is still kind of off a little bit, but other than that, we're both finally feeling good. So
So can you describe that for me? Like you said you lost your taste. I mean, is it completely gone or is it like partly gone or, at the
no,
worst point?
it's weird because I've had everybody's had a cold or something before, and your taste is kind of off a little bit. Or
Yeah.
if you've ever like drank hot chocolate or something real hot, and then everything's kind of off. This is completely gone. You have nothing. And I literally,
Jesus.
I think I started having symptoms on a Tuesday, and I think it was that Thursday. I think we got food from somewhere, and it could taste, everything just fine. And then within a couple hours, it started going. And then
Jesus, dude.
by the next day, it was completely gone. You couldn't smell or taste nothing. So it really sucks. That to me, that was the worst part. So
And
and
did you get,
there's all kinds
if
of
you don't mind me asking, did you get like
oh, okay.
pretty sick outside of the taste stuff? Like some people say it's,
Uh,
I mean, the variance is huge. Like some people say it's just a cold. Some people are like, man, it really took me out. Like, I mean, what was your
me,
symptoms?
my wife and I both literally had the same symptoms. We just kind of had like a bad case of the flu. We
Yeah.
had pretty much, if you look at the COVID like symptoms, we pretty much had every single one except for the not being able to breathe. Luckily, so
Yeah.
which is basically just kind of a bad case of the flu. Um, and we both lost our taste and smell. I think my wife kind of got over it quicker than I did, and the only thing I was having was you can have like they say, you feel better one day, and then the next day it like comes back around and you feel like crap again. And I don't know. I think I struggled with that for a couple weeks, just the like severe fatigue and all that crap.
Yeah.
Severe fatigue and uh, the term that they're using online is called brain fog. It's kind of a
Yeah.
weird sensation you have over your body. I had that for a while, and that finally is gone. So we had pretty much everything except for the not being able to breathe. Another thing we never had actually was we never had fevers. A lot of people have severe fever.
Yeah.
So luckily we just and the girl that gave it to us, my wife's friend, I think she had basically the same symptoms. She had to actually go to the hospital twice though because she has real high
Jesus.
blood pressure,
Yeah.
and I guess it was really messing with her blood pressure. But she's fine now, so
That's
it
good.
sucks. I mean, I've always been kind of a germaphobe, and have really stayed away from people. And she was kind of traveling around the week prior to coming over here, and I asked my wife, you really think we should have her over here? Because I don't know if that's the best idea. And no, she's always, social distancing and stuff. And I said, okay. And let my guard down that one time, let her come over here for the weekend, and she freaking gives it to us. So,
I say this
Mhm.
in complete seriousness. I'm glad that you're feeling better. That it's awful to
oh,
hear that
thanks,
one of
sir.
your friends has it.
I appreciate it.
Eddie, how was your day today? Your weekend?
Pretty good. Started the weekend off chilling pretty much. Didn't do much today. I'm still running around buying Christmas gifts and stuff for Christmas, but that's pretty much it. I got a message today from my comic shop that I got Qui-Gon in there, so I'm gonna go pick him up tomorrow. But that makes
Nice.
my
Hell
weekend
yeah,
a good
dude.
weekend. But yeah, other than that,
Beautiful.
just chill.
That figure's pretty dope. Mario, how about you?
Good, good. Need to do some more Christmas shopping. Ended up at Disney today, shopping around a little bit. Crowds were nice. Plenty of stuff to pick up. So much stuff to be tempted by. Um, yeah, unfortunately, I also got the news over a text that my sister and my brother-in-law had also tested positive.
Oh,
So
damn.
Sorry to hear
yeah,
that,
they
buddy.
just
Sorry
found
to
out
hear that.
today. Yeah, no, thank you. So that puts a wrench in Christmas plans, right? So it's unfortunate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, it just Christmas is ultimately rescheduled for us, and yeah, yeah. So hopefully, we're hoping for the best. So it just sucks
Yeah,
to go through it, like right now at this time of year.
I think I upset my mom yesterday. Uh, we they've said like for COVID you can have like groups of families that only see each other that they practice the distancing and all that stuff. And so we see my mom once a week for a few hours. But when I talked to her yesterday, we were trying to figure out Christmas plans, and she's like, "Well, your brother's gonna go see his in-laws on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day is coming to see us." And I mean, I had to tell her like, I mean, he's exposed to like people he's exposed to, and then he's gonna go and see another group of people for a day and stay the night there, and then come and see us the next day, and that's just like too many groups of like new contacts. And
Mm-hmm.
I think she was really offended by me saying that, but I mean, I had to tell her like, I mean, we've been lucky, like, we haven't gotten sick from March till now. um and I think she was really offended that I wasn't really saying that my brother shouldn't be invited, but I was just implying this is probably not the best thing to have, a new group of people exposed, to everybody, especially since they just will have seen another whole set of people. And I mean, that was a hard conversation to have. I mean, it's Christmas. Everyone wants to be like, with their friends and with their family. And,
Oh, yeah.
for me, it's like my biggest priority is my kid. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
really don't care about Christmas in the grand scheme of like my kid not getting super sick. And so she was like really upset, and because she's like, I'm gonna invite your brother over, and I want to have one of my friends over that she has no family, but she's also exposed to a different set of people. And I don't, I, it sucks because like my parents lost one of their best friends from COVID, and they took it seriously for like a few weeks, but I think
Mm.
it sounds bad, but like I think they need to have either themselves get sick or exposed to someone to get sick to really take it seriously. And I don't know. I don't want them to get sick, but they're just like a little risky, and it freaks me out. So, but other than
Yeah,
that, we had what's that, Mario?
it's too bad that some people have to learn the hard way. I
Yeah.
mean, you
Yeah.
try
Oh,
to tell everybody to be cautious, and everybody just shrugs it off. Some people just shrug it off, like, yeah, whatever, I'll be fine. And
Well,
then, God forbid, something happens.
yeah. Well,
I'm
I kind
constantly
of
worrying
got
about my.
the. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm constantly worrying about my parents too, because my sister and brother-in-law are living with them right now, and they're not the best social distancers. So I'm afraid all the time that they're gonna take it home to my parents. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of got the same thing going on with my family for Christmas. Same thing. Last week we found out my girl's mom has it, and so now we can't. We were planning to go
Mm,
spend Christmas with her and her family. so we can't go there now. And then so I was like, okay, well, we'll go to my mom's house. And then I found out my brother who lives with my mom has been around some guys who have got it, so can't go there now. So it's like, okay, well, I guess we're having like a Zoom call Christmas or something. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Such a
and
bummer, man.
recently one of the guys that I work with, kind of a younger guy too, well, in his early 40s, he passed away in like a couple days
Wow.
from it, and I was like, it hit me hard, kind of, because I've been working since it started, so I wouldn't say that I take it lightly, but like I haven't really been home the whole time, like because I work in the grocery business. So when I heard about him getting it, it kind of like hit me hard, like, oh, kind of makes you think about it.
Early 40s. Was anything
Oh,
brought
it's,
to light about
it's
um
scary.
yeah, about something that he was
I always
exposed to
thought,
that kind of intensified it?
yeah, I always thought he was a relatively healthy guy, but they're saying maybe he had diabetes maybe in his family, and he had it, and so maybe that's why
Just
it hit him
probably
harder.
just didn't know it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that is horrifying. On a
2020.
brighter note, yeah, 2020. On a brighter note, I did have some shenanigans happen today. Now, Dean, our good friend Stevens Collectibles, great guy, but it's him and his wife that run the store, right? And it's a literal definition of a mom and pop. It's not like, we have some stores in San Antonio that have dozens of employees. I mean, massive storefront. It's like a whole big shebang. And so every once in a while, Steven has a question that he'll ask. He'll ask me like, "Hey, your experience with Hot Toys, like this situation has come up. Can you help me?" And what had happened was someone had bought the Sideshow Return of the Jedi Vader, and they returned it a few days later and said the lights didn't work on the chest and the belt. Now with Sideshow's Vader, the chest and the belt, they're linked with the wire. And there's one switch on the back. And it's fantastic, honestly. I honestly think it's leagues better than the Hot Toys. But it wasn't working. Oh my God, Danikin is back. Danny, you're
How's
on
it going,
mute, but you're back. You're back.
That's what
And
took him
so-
so long. He's trying to get the helmet over his head.
Is this? Okay, perfect. Now, so he's like, can you, I have a replacement part for your Mando. When you come and pick it up, do you mind looking at this Vader? No problem. So we get there, and I had the foresight that I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring my screwdriver set because I just have a feeling that I'm going to need it. But I didn't have the foresight to check everything was in there. So I get to Stevens Collectibles. I open up the box, and sure enough, the wires are plugged in, but the box isn't working. So I'm like, okay, like let's open it up. Let's make sure there's actually batteries in there because that's the first thing I think you would do. And open up the box. Screwdrivers are missing. So we just have those little metal bits that you have to they're like this fucking big and you get no torque on them. So we get the box open and I'm like, these batteries look weird. Like one, they're Energizer. And I know for a fact, like when they're sending figures overseas, they're not shipping with Energizer, like 100%. And I was like, two, this battery is like a little bit too small for this holder. It's a hearing aid battery. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So I'm like, okay, well, I have an Iron Man on consignment. Let's open that box up and maybe I can just put one of those batteries in there. Open the box up. The batteries aren't compatible. They're the wrong size. So I look it up, like I'm going through a store. I'm like, what? Because finding these batteries when you need to find them, like you go to 10 stores and none of them have them when you really need them. So I'm going through the store and I'm like, okay, Mezco 112 Dark Side should have LR41s. We open the box. Sure enough, it has batteries, but they're not the right size. So at this point, I'm like, it's probably just the batteries. Like either these batteries are dead or they're the wrong size. And we've been at this for like 30 minutes at this point. The whole store is like just watching us do this. Like no one's shopping. They're just watching us like fucking like how many collectors does it take to figure this shit out? There's a guy that came in there to buy a Hulkbuster that's literally waiting because he's so entertained by this like fiasco. Like we literally had like 4 different figures open trying to find the right batteries. And finally, Steven's like, "Oh, well, I have another one of those Vaders in the back." And I'm like, "Dude, why didn't you tell us that like 20 minutes ago?" Like, so we opened the Vader, and sure enough, I'm like, "Yo, this is some shitty Chinese battery. Like, definitely this guy replaced these batteries." So we take the batteries out of the new Vader, pop them in, and everything lights up perfectly fine. So it was the batteries. But why? So here's what I think happened. I think that this guy, I was like, when did he buy it? When did he return it? And I think that this guy bought this figure like on a Thursday before the Boba episode with Grogu on the rock. And as soon as he saw that Boba episode, he's like, man, fuck Vader. I want a Boba Fett. Because Steven's like, yeah, the next day he came and exchanged it for a Hot Toys Boba Fett. And he's like, usually I don't let people do that, but, he's a frequent customer, and I felt like obligated to do it for him. And I was like, I think he turned on the lights. He was taking pictures. The batteries died because those are like testing batteries. You only get like 10 minutes out of the shitty batteries. He found whatever batteries he thought might work, which in this case ended up being hearing aid batteries, which they're fairly common. Popped those in. He couldn't get the lights to turn on, and then he had his excuse to take it back, because he saw the episode with Boba. And I was like, that's 100% what happened. I felt like Detective Dean in this scenario. I was like, dude, that is like 100%. But literally when the lights turned on, like as I was screwing the screw to do the batteries, you could hear a mouse fart in the store next door. It was dead silent. Like it was so much anticipation in the room. And once I clicked, it was like Cheers. It was like straight out of a movie. Like it was and that store was like, I mean, it wasn't packed. It's a very small store, but like everyone was watching this thing happen. It was like, it was unbelievable. I couldn't even, it was ridiculous. And I was like, dude, you got bamboozled. You got bamboozled. So after that, wait, what'd you say?
It's almost like you had announcers in the background talking like, can he do it? Can he pull it off?
He's put in the LL41s. Yeah, right. I picked up this at the store. My Space Marine from McFarlane, which by the way, this thing is fucking ridiculous. And yeah, it's great. And then after that, I was like, you know what? Let's go get Victoria some nice something from the mall, because it's Christmas and we're baby free at that point. Go to the mall, and the Lid store, which apparently sells hats, lying around the mall. I don't know why.
Yeah, Lids.
It's like, bro, I'm not trying to get fucking COVID to get a fucking $20 hat. And so Think Geek was like empty. So we go into Think Geek, and my wife found a nice little, she plays Legend of Zelda, found a nice Hylian Shield / Master Sword sweater, got her that. And then I'm a big fan of James Bond. My dad's a huge fan of James Bond. And we were invited to the premiere of Spectre a few years ago. What's so funny about that, Eddie?
I'm laughing at Danny trying to get his background situation.
Dude, Danny has been an absolute mess. Danny has been an absolute mess. He shows up. He's like, I'm going to go make dinner. It's supposed to start at 10 o'clock. It's like 30 minutes in, then he shows up, and he's like, I thought 9 p.m. PST. I got to go
I
pee.
thought it was 9.
He just hijacked the show right now.
And so I'm looking at their clearance wall, and they had two things I really wanted. One I couldn't afford, and the other was this 1/18th scale Aston Martin DB10 from Spectre. And they had it for $60, which I thought was a little high, but I checked the retail. The retail was like $140 on this one. And I checked eBay, and they were going for like $260. And I guess it had been on clearance for so long. It was like on extra clearance. So it was like only $40. But they had the X01 power armor from Fallout 4, the Nuka-Cola version, and it was like $220, and that's like a $380 figure retail. So I don't know, if Christmas is good, I might have to go back for it. But
I was gonna say you could put it on layaway.
Think Geek does layaway?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
most
know.
places do.
Dude, and then I got yelled at by a GameStop employee. It was awful.
Why?
Okay, so check this out. So I was looking for the 1/10 Gamerverse Iron Man statue, which if you guys find it, holla at your boy. And I called the GameStop, right? Like, you go to Google and you type like GameStop, and it gives you like 5 buttons you can press to call. And it's real easy. Like the number pops up, you call. So I called one, and I was like, hey, just checking if you have this thing. This guy was a total asshole. And he's like, no, we don't have it. So I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, I called the next one, and he's like, dude, you just fucking called me. He didn't say just fucking. He's like, you just called the store. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I clicked the next button, and the number was different, and it was for a different store. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I was like, let me pick one like on the other side of town. And I called it, and it was the same guy. And he was like, can you please stop calling the store? And I'm like, and what I think is happening is GameStop is routing the calls based on your area. That's the only thing I can think of, because even in my call logs, the numbers, like the first 3 digits were completely different. Like the pretense, I don't understand how, but that guy got really upset. He thought I was like prank calling him. So like, fucking damn it. And that's why I went to ThinkGeek today, because I really
You
wanted.
know what he should have done? Just looked for the goddamn statue for
Yeah,
you.
not once did he offer to like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
I can
true.
check another store. What a
Yeah,
fucking,
they can do that on their computers. What a cocksuck.
what a fucking
A singular cocksuck.
It's
Just
awful.
one suck of a cock.
And this is
Um,
an exclusive to GameStop only.
Not
It's
even
not.
courteous enough to finish the suck. It's just one of them.
One and done. Yeah, it's not exclusive to GameStop, and frankly, it might not even be that good. I was playing with the Marvel Legend. I was like, man, I really like this figure, and the design is, it's interesting, and I want a statue of it, but I don't want to pay the Iron Studios like $130 plus cost. This is like a $30-$40 statue. I'd rather pay for that. So if y'all see it, let me know. I'd love to
What
pick
is
one
that?
up.
Yeah, what was it?
I'll
It's
check
the
it out for it.
actually, I'll pull it up on the screen. I forgot we're on. Let's see, Iron or Gamerverse.
Because I've seen the
Iron
Captain
Man.
America, I've just never seen the Iron Man.
Yeah, I think Geek Today they had the Thor, but they did
Oh,
not
okay.
have this bad boy. I mean, it's not expensive. I could just order it from what is this, Big Bad Toy Store, but
Oh, nice.
I want to see it in person before I do. Or at least have someone that I know see it in person. It's not the greatest statue, but I mean, it's only $40.
It's not good at all.
So that was my day, guys. This was fucking wild. Do you guys have any AMA questions you want to ask us? Anything you want to ask, I will answer. I can't speak for Dean. Hopefully he'll answer as well.
I'm just gonna
But I know sometimes when we play Among Us, we do get into the woods together, and I'll leave it up to you guys. If anything you guys want to talk about, we can talk about toys. We can talk about anything.
how much Zach sucks, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, if you want to talk about the dramas between us, please just fire away.
So during the award show, we talked about what everyone was excited for next year, 2021.
Yes.
Scott, Eddie, and Danny.
Oh, that's a good
What are
one.
you guys most anticipated for next year?
As far as like
Anything.
anything?
Anything.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, Zach. I know you meant for us to ask you, but I want to ask.
Oh,
you
no.
for
I mean, that's a great question. That's a great question.
Trying to think. There's stuff I just can't think of it.
How about you, Eddie? Anything off the top of your head?
I'm most excited. Well, one thing I'm excited for is Marvel coming back and having
Yeah.
some actual.
Content.
Yeah, exactly. Like everything's died down. We haven't had anything. It's like the hype has died, and everybody's like, "Oh, they don't care
Yeah,
about
we're all
Marvel
used to
anymore,"
it.
So
After
Yeah.
all these years of having at least one, how many have we had in a year? Like 2, 3 at most from the MCU?
Yeah.
And down to 0?
I know nothing,
Yeah.
absolutely nothing this whole year. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited
Well,
for
then-
that. And then as far as collecting goes, I'm super excited for the Clone Wars line to come out next year. Hot Toys Clone Wars.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
I think that's my most anticipated line ever. That'll probably be like the only Hot Toys line I collect, like every figure that comes out.
Nice. That's a good line to start with, man. Hopefully they'll announce more figures.
Hmm.
They just,
I'm really hoping.
3, 4.
One. They got Anakin
Well, no, how many figures
and
are Hot
Maul.
Toys?
What are you talking about?
No, I mean, how many figures have they announced so far from the line?
Yeah, they've
Anakin,
announced,
Maul, Ahsoka.
and then Rex and
Rex.
the Coruscant guards.
That's right.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. How about you, Danny?
I'm most excited for the vaccine.
That was my joke. That was my joke. You stole my joke,
Oh,
Danny.
wait, sorry.
God damn it, Danny. Did you even listen to the award show?
Probably, hopefully, a TIE fighter pilot
Hell yeah, dude.
from Hot Toys.
Mm.
And
I bought the
That's-
Sideshow TIE Pilot this year. It's pretty fucking good.
Dude, that's a flawless figure, dude.
It's really fucking good.
Which
I was
one again?
shocked at how good it is. The Sideshow TIE Pilot.
Oh yeah.
Because I started focusing my collection to A New Hope. And
Nice.
I had, the Stormtroopers, the Sand Trooper, and I was like, what else can I get? I was like, oh,
So
TIE
since-
Pilot.
Since you're refocusing to A New Hope, does
No,
that mean
I'm
you're
not getting
ready
rid of
for
my
Search? Yeah. I had to ask,
Damn,
buddy.
Scavenger.
Exactly.
Well, what do you got, Tarkin?
What I have Tarkin?
Do you have Tarkin?
Yeah, I got Tarkin.
I
Mm,
need a Tarkin.
you
Oh
need
my
Tarkin?
God, dude.
Yeah.
We just witnessed CW history, the biggest trade.
No, probably not. I'd rather
Wait,
have
did Scott say what he was looking forward to the most next year?
Mainly all the Star Wars content. I mean, I'm so on a Star Wars high right now. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
Serious.
Probably the Clone Wars line and stuff like that. I can't wait to get Rex. I'm a huge Rex fan, so
Yes.
definitely looking forward to that one.
dude, I didn't even know who Rex was, but I recognized him enough. When I first started collecting 6 scale, we started a group, me and Zach, and this dude posted up early in the morning a bunch of figures for sale, and I saw Rex, the Sideshow Rex, for $50, and I was like, I'll take Rex. I
Oh
didn't know who he
man,
was.
Wow.
And even at the time, that figure was going for stupid money. The dude just like sold shit real cheap.
Just to get rid of it?
Yeah, dude, I bought Jyn Ursa Deluxe from him the day he got it for $200.
oh man.
Wow.
Just like didn't want it. He was like, "Yeah, you could buy it."
That guy was fucking weird, dude. Like 100%. He wanted to fight Manny.
Oh, dude, that was
Like he
awesome.
wanted to punch Manny.
like
What was that about?
legitimately fist fight Manny.
Like it's in the book, but we started the group together, the the 1-6 San Antonio, at like 11 p.m. And by 8 a.m. the next morning, he left the group because he was the co-founder of the group. He left. He was like, "Nah, I don't want to be in the group with Manny." And like
Dang,
3
what's
months later, so Manny had at the time I believe it was Dean, correct me if I'm wrong, a Mark 42 pop.
Yeah,
And at that time, it was like maybe like a $280 pop. It's like pretty good for a
Wow.
pop.
Yeah.
I mean, pops get up there, right? But
Wow.
this was
Wow.
a rare pop. And Manny was wanting to get into Hot Toys, and he had a Kylo Ren, like he wanted to get a Kylo Ren from The Force Awakens.
Mhm.
And our friend had the Kylo Ren, and
he had
What?
Hoth Luke.
okay, yeah, but Manny really wanted a Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
And-
his main priority was Kylo Ren, but he
And
was
Manny-
entertaining offers.
Manny messaged him like, do you still have it? The guy said yes, but the it's my understanding from what the screenshots I've seen, the conversation never got past like an initial pass by. It wasn't like there was a deal set up or anything. And Manny posted like a few days later he got a Kylo Ren. He was so happy, and the guy took that as like a major slight and was like, "Fuck Manny! Like I'm gonna beat his ass," or he's like, "I'm gonna punch him in the face when I see him."
Wow.
And we were all just like, "What?"
In the world?
Yeah, so
weird.
So the dude had Manny put up a generic post. Hey, I'm looking to get into 6 scale. What are you guys selling Star Wars related? So our friend posts, the fuck is his name?
I don't want to say his name. I don't want to get punched, dude.
I don't even remember his.
I know what his name is, but I'm not gonna say it.
And he was like, well, I have a Hoth Sideshow Luke, which is, and it was the exclusive version. So it's a pretty decent figure.
Mhm.
And Manny was like, oh, that sounds cool, but I'm really looking for a Kylo Ren. But if I don't find one, I'll hit you up. And he was like, okay. Well, sure enough, Manny was able to manage a trade at a local comic book store for the Kylo Ren. And like Zach said, he posted it up on the group, like, oh, I finally got the figure I wanted. And that dude was pissed. And I was like, but he never agreed to buy it from me. He said he would let you know. And
But that guy's was not someone that you could like reason with. Like,
Oh.
I mean, he came to my house and was bitching about it for like hours. I'm like, dude, it's not that big a deal. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, but honestly, the shit is super petty. And
I think he wanted like to have Manny banned. We're like, we're not banning him.
we're not banning Manny. The fuck you think you are?
Oh, wow.
And like I found out like months later that guy got like I want to say arrested, but like charged with like threatening someone,
Oh shit.
making a threat against someone.
Wow.
It was just not
Dang.
a good person. But you know, once I saw that he was like getting charged for trying to threaten people, I was like, I'm gonna distance myself from this guy. And Dean was a person that doesn't care about anything, so he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy all these figures from this guy, and like bought like a ton of figures from him.
Yeah, because no one's gonna threaten me. I'll fuck him up. You know what I mean? Zach's a tiny guy.
I roll
I've
with security at all the
dislocated-
events that I go to.
I've dislocated people's shoulders with just my arms. Like, I'm good.
You're a savage, bro.
Yeah, no one's gonna fuck with me.
Look, I know what I'm about, all right.
But I got crazy good deals from that dude.
Like a
I bought-
DX07 Luke for like 150, 180
Wow.
bucks.
No, it was less.
But it was like R2, right? No, it was like Luke and R2 for
I
like
got-
180 bucks.
Luke and R2 the week R2 came out.
Hot Toys R2, right?
Hot Toys R2. I think I gave him $350.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
I'd have to
dude.
go back and look, but like I was like, and then I got a Chewbacca from him for $2 at a time where that Chewbacca was like real high.
350.
And
This
then
guy
like
didn't know what he had or
Ursula
anything,
the
or-
week she came out for $200 bucks. So it was like $60-$70 off.
He would like get a figure and send me like a picture, like he got the Amazing Spider-Man. He's like, dude, I love this figure. Send me like 4 or 5 pictures. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And he's like, you want to buy it? And it's like, well, you just see, you love the figure. You just got it today. Like every time he would get a figure, he would ask if I want to buy it. It's like, no, dude, like why did you buy it? Like if you're gonna sell it right away for a loss, like
Yeah, I got the Amazing Spider-Man from him. Like Zach said, the week he got it. And I was like, why are you selling it? You just got it. He's like, oh, I don't know. The ankles don't feel all that secure. And I was like, oh, it's a pretty common problem with these figures. And then I've inspected it. I was like, they feel fine to me. Well, I'm not complaining. And then, like, I don't know, like a month later, he was like, hey, I kind of want Spider-Man back. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, like, do you have anything to trade? And he was like, I have a Sideshow Darth Maul, the 2.0 that came out. And I was like, that's a fucking good trade because I got this Spider-Man like dirt cheap. So I fucking traded for the Spider-Man. So I had
What a
Darth
weird
Maul.
dude.
dude, as soon
Yeah,
as he
you know
came,
he's
he
strong.
left. It was like the weirdest like 4 months of my life.
Dean, how hard did you strong arm this guy, dude? Did you go in there like Debo talking about,
Oh,
hey, you're gonna give me this figure for these type of deals or what?
In fact, it was almost like he was trying to like keep me around because Zach and him had talked about the DX07. I didn't know about that until
Sandbagged me, dude.
until
You
I got
sandbagged
home.
me.
And I was
Literally
like, dude, check
sandbagged
out what
me.
I got. And Zach was like, that motherfucker sold you that? And I was like, yeah, why? He was like, look at these screenshots.
I was like,
And-
dude, I was literally gonna pick it up today.
Wow.
Oh man, dude.
But dude,
What a-
the DX07. I mean, other than my Iron Man workbench, Tony, or what Iron Man?
That's
is it?
mech test tone. No, I think it is workbench, Tony. Mech test.
You,
is
got that,
as-
you won that off of Steven, didn't you?
I won
No,
that from
Buddies.
Buddy for
Buddies.
10
Buddy.
bucks.
Okay, all right. Two.
Nice.
But the DX07, I have basically an entire complete set. The first, I got the battle damaged one from this dude for 50 bucks. It didn't have the belt, so I had to buy the belt. So the belt was like another like $40. And then I got the complete clean DX Luke. It was something like $100. I think after we had done the deal with oh, I remember his name right now.
Don't say it, dude. I don't want to get beat up, dude.
And then
I'm
Zach
scared.
sold me.
I sold you the box and the weather vane and the base.
Yeah, and for like $70, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted, like, I was moving and I was like, dude, this box is fucking huge. Like, if you want it, like, just take it for like what I paid for it, and then you can have it.
So I pieced together like an entire DX07 Luke. It took me, years, but like for a fraction of like basically what it costs retail.
Dude, you are getting with these incredible finds you're getting, man. I'm gonna send you out on a mission over there to find some shit for me, dude.
That is wild.
Yeah, I never get that lucky finding stuff like that. Good prices.
You just gotta be super patient, because I know dudes who will, like we were talking about this, who go spend $70, on eBay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, if you just fucking wait, and just kind of really hunt for it, you'll find it.
Yeah.
And that was one thing I was talking about. I was real sad the other day because about like Tuesdays at like 2 a.m, I would leave my house and I would start hitting all the Walmarts in town because they used to stay open, 24 hours. Not anymore, COVID. So I can't.
It's such a pain in the ass, dude.
Dude, it fucking sucks. But
yeah, it does
I
suck.
can't hunt like I used to because I would literally leave my house at 2 a.m. and I wouldn't get home until 10. I would just start hitting every single Walmart. And then by like 9, Targets would start opening, or 10. And then I would start hitting those. And then sometimes circle back because it's like, oh, well, maybe they hadn't put out the shit yet.
You have that many stores open over there from 2 a.m. until most stores open like at 8. Jeez.
And I would go as far as like I'm like technically not even in town anymore. Just because San Antonio is so big, you're like technically in another city.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do, right?
Dude, it was so fun. And I would take Zach Spencer with me, Rainer, and we would do that. And then, my car got destroyed and then fucking
COVID.
Or actually, we started doing that, and then he got into his accident, so he couldn't do anything for like a year. And then, as he started getting better, we could do it a little bit more. And then, we kind of just like Black Series was like real slow for a long time, so we kind of just stopped hunting. And then, then my car got destroyed, and then COVID, and then now it's like. I have a car, but now we can't do anything because all those shit's closed, and I don't like fighting the crowds like when it first opens because people are fucking waiting at the doors. That shit sucks.
Yeah, I used to hunt a lot before COVID hit. So
yeah.
Where you at, Scott?
I'm in up in northern Indiana. Actually, I only live about maybe an hour from where Watto's is.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow,
cool.
nice.
He's in, I think he's in LaPorte, Indiana. Yeah, I'm only like an hour from there. So,
Dude. Nice.
What a guy, dude. What a guy. Mario, Scott, Danny, Eddie, do you guys have anything you want to ask us about the show? Or anything in general?
Anything you guys looking forward to as far as the show or any show within the network? Content for next year?
I am really excited to see the things that OFAC does next year. I think that they're doing really, really good. I think that they have what it takes to be like just fucking really good. Like they're consistent, they have a good reporter. They don't like they have a good show. Like it can be a 3-hour show, but it's like not boring, which is hard to do.
I can easily listen for 3 hours. They're fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to, and like they've boosted their audience. They've they've brought in a lot of people in Europe to the network that listen, and I think that they got to really, if they stay consistent and they continue to get better, I think they're gonna be like really fucking good next year. So that would probably be for me. I think for us, I think we've settled into our routine really well. We upgraded all of our equipment this year. I think it was like last year, actually, at the end of last year. StreamYard seems to like be getting better every few months. They add new different tools. I'm hoping we hit 1,000 subs next year. I think that's a good goal. But I mean, I think for us, like I'm excited for to see what happens with OFAC. Like if they decide to go weekly, I think that would be great. I don't know if that's possible, but I mean, just the quality of their show is just, if you listen to their first show of this year to their last show, if you listen to them back to back, I mean, they've gotten significantly better, and I'm excited to see what they do in this upcoming year. What about you, Dean?
I'm excited to see how Dylan takes care of small talk. Just because
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
yeah, he's kind of flying solo, and we try and help him out as much as we can. But sometimes I'm at work, and we got other shit to do. I don't want him to do the show by himself, but I feel like he could. He's pretty knowledgeable in the shit he talks about. But yeah,
and it's hard because like we stream our show plus After Dark at minimum every week, so it's like 3 hours, and then some weeks we'll play Among Us for a few hours in the evening, and then maybe we have like we're streaming with other people on other networks or whatever, and so like my evenings like that are free, like I really value those as being free. And sometimes like Dylan won't have a guest or like another person, and it's like you don't want your boy to fly solo. So
Yeah.
I think I'm looking forward to someone stepping up to help Dylan, and them being able to be self-sufficient, because like a lot of this past few weeks I've been streaming a little bit more than I want to. Not in the sense like it's bad or anything, but like I have a kid, I have a wife, like I have other things, duties outside of the show. And sometimes like it'll be like I'm watching it and he's like by himself, and I'm like, I can't let my boy be alone, so gotta like come in here and like put a lot of other shit to the side. But then like we're still trying to get him up to speed on like some of the editing stuff, because like once you record the show, then you have to like master it, quote unquote, like do your compressors and edit it and cut it and upload it, and then get all the graphics done. So I'm looking forward to see what happens with Small Talk. It's a great show. Like I know when we play Among Us, you guys always mention how much you like it, and I just think that Damien was a really big part of what made it great, and he's still enjoying his time off of the show, but I'm hoping at some point we can get someone in that role. And then, there's obviously other shows that are new. Like, I'm not sure that we know if every show that we've added this year is going to be there next year, if they're going to continue to do it. Cause I mean, with some shows, like I feel like with not even just within our network, but I think 10 episodes consistently in a row is like the benchmark for like, can you do a podcast? And if you can't hit 10 consistently, I think you're just probably not going to have something long term. And that was the issue for me and Dean. Like with the first iteration, the second iteration, we just couldn't get our shit together.
No.
With CW, mostly it was me, but
I wasn't part of those.
Yeah, but
I was just a listener back then.
Well,
So what kept you going then? I mean, I've heard you tell the story a few times.
No. I mean, I didn't go. Like, the first two was stopped and that was it. But Dean kept bugging me, so I was like, fuck it, I'll give the third one a try. But the third one, I think having another person being excited about it was great, and then obviously as we did it, more people became excited. But I think like I mean we've seen so many podcasts start and end this year that we're in collecting. You know, we keep an eye on a lot of new shows that come up, not because
They're
like
not very consistent.
yeah, exactly. And you know, even within our own network, that's been something that we try to work on. But I don't know what the 2021 slate is going to be. Auction's a fun show. It's a lot to produce. It's like it's probably the hardest show to produce because like if we're just talking about toy news, I can just get that stuff myself, or Dean can grab screenshots or pictures of whatever. But if it's like 20 people all sending you pictures last second, it's really hard to like get those organized like there. So that one might move to like quarterly. I think we've already talked about that. And then we have maybe some ideas for stuff we want to expand upon, but I think it's going to be interesting to see what 2021 happens. Like, I mean, it really put into perspective, like how much stuff we put out was like when we did the post yesterday, like, oh, here's what we're doing from like now, December 20th, basically to the end of the year. And it was like 9 uploads. So, I mean, I feel like we put out pretty good content, but I hope that in next year we can fire on all cylinders. Cause I think that we do best when we got all the different shows on schedule. But it is hard. It is hard. And I know Dylan, he busts his ass for small talk, but it's hard to do a whole show by yourself, especially when like your partner leaves, takes a break.
Yeah.
But,
Are you guys looking at going back to the old way where everybody would gather at your house to record the flagship show, or are you guys going to keep it on StreamYard?
that's a great question. Now, initially, let me bring you guys way back, like episode 50. And by the way, there's a private chat tab if you guys want to click on that. Where there's some stuff in there if you guys want to look at it. Back then, I was like 100%. I never want to do the show remotely. Like I was just super against it. But we kind of were forced into it before COVID when Dean had his accident. Because I mean, one, he was concussed, and like I don't think it was like actually safe for him to drive for a while, and then obviously didn't have a vehicle. So we were forced into it a bit early, and we started relying more on StreamYard. But I don't know, like so to put it into perspective, when we record in person, I have to like move everything in the office, like this chair goes over here, like the camera has to move, the mics have to move, the computer stuff has to move a little bit, and the setup takes like about 30 minutes, and then the teardown takes about 30 minutes. And then it's also like with COVID, it's, you know, even though I guess technically you might have the vaccine soon, it's still that risk of like someone coming into your house and being in super close proximity. So it's more convenient on StreamYard. I think the quality is a little less. I think, you know, in-person recording audio quality is like the best. But it is more convenient. There's less teardown, there's less setup, and there's less health risk. So I'm honestly not sure. What do you think, Dean? Is that, I mean, that's such a huge question.
It's.
In a perfect world, I would love to do it. It is harder, but I would love to do it. I guess is the best.
I mean, I just show up and record, so I don't have to deal with the shit like Zach does. So I can easily say like, yeah, I'd like to go back to doing it in person. But I mean,
Spoken like a true star.
Damn, star quarterback.
Yep.
to get to Zach's on time, I have to be here early. So like sometimes I don't want to make that drive because he lives with traffic about 35 minutes away. So it's like it's nice if the show starts at 8:30, I could hop on my computer at 8:15. You know, do the sound checks and shit. But if I want to get to Zach's on time, and by then it's like, oh, I should eat before I go, and then so I have to add like another like 20 minutes to my trip. So it's like if the show starts at 8:30, I have to leave my house at like 6:45, you know.
Yeah.
And that's not, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also, you know, I like my sleep when I can get it. So sometimes I'm taking a nap before the show.
Dean, I just had a major breakthrough while you were talking.
What?
I mean, I just invented the light bulb practically. You know how I got that muffle thing every once in a while?
Yeah.
It happened to you while you were talking, and I was like, let me go through these settings and start clicking shit, see if I can fix it. It's the echo cancellation that does that.
Really?
Yeah, that's wild. Danny, you put in the private chat that you have a question. What do you got for me, my guy?
Okay, my question is, who do you guys look forward to having as like a wish list for guests
Oh, dude.
or collab with other YouTubers
Mm.
for next year?
I already know what Zach's gonna say because it's the same answer as me.
Jobby.
Jobby the Hong, dude.
Oh
Dude,
yeah,
if I could
Jobby
have
the Hong.
Jobby the Hong, that's like the white whale, dude.
Dude, his last video was kind of cringe though.
It was weird.
I'll be honest. I was not a fan. I did not watch the whole review. I think Jobby would be great. I think there's certain people that we'd love to interview. Howard Chan, I think, obviously. JC
Oh
Hong.
yeah.
K.A.
I don't
Kim,
know.
so I could propose.
Right. Obviously no, I'm not gonna say it. So I mean, I don't know. It's interesting, like when you do those things, but I don't know. I feel like our show, like we could do standalone interviews, but I don't always like them. They're fun, but I like the regular production a little bit better. But I feel like I would fucking freak out if Jobby was here. Like, it's just a lot of pressure.
Mhm.
I think that would be fun, but I'm not sure. It's, as far as guests, like, I mean, we love having PJ on. We love having,
Yeah.
Rogue 16.
Matt.
At some point, I assume we might do a
Yeah.
Scavengers crossover, but I don't know. I mean, I think Jobby is someone that I think is really funny. That's someone that I really admire his body of work. But that is it's pretty scary. I mean, that guy has like buku subs, so I think it'd be a little stressful. I have wanted to email him for a long time though. I just never have I've written the email like 3 or 4 times. I've just never hit send.
Do
so,
it. Do it
yeah,
now.
it's. I mean, we've interviewed cool people this year like Yost and Bruce Faulconer, and I mean the Bruce thing was kind of surreal because I mean we grew up listening to his music in one of our favorite shows.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of cool people making content right now. Optical, love having him on, and that was, I guess, Optical for me was like a big one because I watched his stuff quite a bit, and so I like just to be able to hop into his inbox like whenever I want and just message him and he actually writes back is pretty cool. I still think that's kind of crazy that we're friends with Optical, because I know you guys know him as like one of the OGs of collecting. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean-
that was a nice surprise to see him show up in the chat just one day.
yeah, I mean, I was like, what the fuck? Optical 20 is in the chat. Like,
Yeah.
did not ever. I had to like check. I was like, is this the Optical 20 or like some troll? Like,
He was one of the first Hot Toys reviewers I ever started watching. So
yeah.
Yeah,
came
So
into
that was ridiculous for me. And like I said, the fact that I consider him a friend. The fact that we're at that place with him is really crazy, and I'd love to do more stuff with them. PJ, Matt, Optical next year. I think that'd be really fun, and
Yeah.
I think the thing that's important. I think 2019 was a fucking like drag because the whole community was just like going at it the whole year. There was obviously the big stuff with who's and who's and who's, and I mean there was so much division in the community and groups were starting, and
yeah, Zach, we need examples.
I mean the big MISB breakup and then the Deke drama. I mean we all
oh god,
it was a
Gosh,
huge
yeah.
it was a huge fucking bummer. I mean I ate every single bit of it up, but it was a huge fucking bummer for the most people. And 2020, while awful as it was, I think it was not as dramatic as 2019. There was some things here and there that were a bit dramatic, but I mean, I think generally speaking, like all of the people that put out the content within our realms, like the podcast slash live show, weekly live shows, I think I mean, at least from my perspective, maybe I'm wrong, but I think we all have pretty good rapport with each other. Like, you know, I can message Matt or PJ or Optical or Brian anytime with a question and or even just a remark, and I don't ever feel like there's any animosity. And I mean, I think that's pretty big because I mean, 2019, boy, it was intense. So I hope that continues in 2021 because I mean, it is nice. Like, you know, sometimes I have a tech question that I need to ask like the other guys, or you know, sometimes they have something to ask me, and it is nice that we all like have some type of relationship. You know, I'm not saying we need to be on each other's show every week, but you know, it's very cordial compared to like how it is with some of the other guys. So, I hope that continues for next year.
So is
That
Jobby the only one that you've never had on your show before? Because some of these guys you've mentioned, they've been on the show.
I mean, there's like, you know, like Shartimus. Like we've never had Shartimus on. He's a guy I watch a lot. I mean,
Who
there's
should be
quite
cool.
a
That'd be a
few.
good one, yeah.
We sent
Yeah,
him
Robo.
swag.
Yeah, Robo would be
back-
dope on the show. I think you guys would be a cool dynamic.
Yeah, Robo's awesome. Actually, Dean and I really like Robo.
We're like 90% sure he used to watch our show.
He probably did.
There was like
Yeah.
a
He's
pretty
span
cool.
of like 6
Wait,
weeks.
why used to?
Well, because I mean, he doesn't really cover the same shit, but there was a span of like 6 weeks where, I mean, almost, I don't want to say word for word like he was plagiarizing us or anything, but
His
like
takes were like really close to ours.
super similar and like within days of our show coming out. And we were like, dude, are you watching
Oh,
the
wow.
show? Like, let us know if you're watching the show, dude. Like,
Robo don't
we're not
know.
mad, right? It's just toy reviews. Like, let us know. And then it never happened again. So like, I'm like 90% sure he used to watch our show. Or he might still and just like doesn't say the shit we say. Cause dude, it was like
I
eerie.
mean, like if you took a text and then you took another text, I mean, it's pretty close.
I got
Um,
3-part question, I guess. I've been sitting
Let's
here
do it.
thinking about it
Let's
for
do
a
it.
while.
the
And I'm pretty
philosopher.
sure I've asked one of them before, but
I'm here for it.
first, 'cause since I only subbed like this year
3.5
recently,
inches. Sorry. What? I'm just kidding.
wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
First
That's obviously
question.
4.
What made you guys start the channel? And then second part to that one is, did you guys always envision it to be like shows on the channel? Because I think that's kind of a cool idea, especially for content, like keeping up with content creating. Like having different shows allows you guys to not burn out, you know, like having everybody else in charge of their own show or whatever. And so that's kind of a cool concept because I don't really see anybody else doing that right now. So that's the first
So-
two-parter.
Yeah, I'll answer that, and then we'll get to the third part. So the channel initially, because I mean we started off as an audio podcast, and at the start the channel was only really for the Joy of Hobbying series, but you can't walk through someone how to paint something through audio. So I was like, I need like a video portion to go with that, and that's what it was initially. And what we would do is we would record the episode and then rip the audio, or not rip the audio because it was just audio at that time, but you would like put it into iMovie and then just like take the logo and make the logo appear for like however long the audio was, like 20 minutes, 30. It was pretty short back then. And then I was like, okay, like that's a thing, like, but as you get more subs, you get more things unlocked. So I think it's like once you get like 25 subs, like 50 subs, you unlock live shows. So I was like, let's try that. Really awful. Like if you watch the old ones, they were like recorded on a fucking potato. It was awful. And I mean, that kind of was the whole idea of the channel, was like, let's just put our shows on here. And then as it grew, it, you know, we would do like random reviews. Like, I mean, I really don't think our channel is that much content outside of just the shows. Like every once in a while I'll try to put up a video, but not super regularly. And then for the next question, there's that quote from Batman Begins where Gordon is like, it's all about escalation. Like, if you bring machine guns, they'll come with armor piercing rounds. And, we just noticed like other shows like Six Scale Scavengers and a few other people, at that time, I think Justin was putting out podcasts too. Like they weren't just doing one show. It was like, at that time, Six Scale Scavengers, and then I don't remember what they called it back then, but it was like Assemble, I think it was called. But I was like, I mean, there's like they were giving their listeners more options, and so we started with small talk, and I think it went really well. And then we had the English people that were real active, and they have such a good take on what they go through. And then it just kind of kept going from there, and the joy of hobbying became a thing because I was like, I mean, that was already a thing, but let's just make it a thing. And then we just kind of kept adding and adding and adding. And once COVID happened this year, I like Dean and I sat down and we were just like, this is obviously a bad thing, but people are going to have a lot of time to digest content now. So let's really take it up a notch. So we introduced the Dungeons and Dragons show, Creeps Are Us, collecting comics, auction, because people needed money. We got, a group of 300 plus people. And, we just decided to give people content. I think it worked out pretty well. What was
Yeah,
the
that's
third part of
how-
the question?
That's how
How
I
long-
started watching. Was this year?
How long ago did you guys start the show?
So the first episode was recorded in, I think it was August of 2018 of this run of the episodes. But the first ever show was like, off the top of my head, I think it was like fall of 2017, I want to say. And then that ended around the new year. And then the next iteration was the spring of 2018. And that only went like 3 or 4 episodes. Maybe it might have only been like 3 actually. But I just didn't really feel it. And then in fall of 2018 is when we started taking it seriously. And then the first 3 or 4 episodes was just me, and then Dean came on, I think on episode 4.
Yeah, because he was getting ready to quit again. I was like,
I wasn't getting ready to
fucking-
quit again. You
Yeah,
you
he
came
was.
over, and then I was actually ready to
No.
take it to the next level, and then you started
Yeah,
slowing it down,
because-
and then
So, I mean, I've been friends with Zach for how long? Since
let's
2016.
see, 2016, yeah, 2016.
And he started the show, and I drove for a living, and so I loved it because I could listen to it while I was driving around, and it was related to my hobbies and what I was doing, so I loved it. And then he stopped doing it, and I pressured him to keep doing it, and he was like, "Fine, I'll start up again." So he starts up again, and I was like, "Dude, you need to make the show longer," because it was like 15 minutes, and I was like, I'm driving around for 8 hours a day. Like, if you could make it like 45 minutes, that'd be great. And he's like, I'll try. And he did okay. And so he stopped doing that one too. And so I pressured him into starting again. And it was getting to that point where it's like, I can't talk for 45 minutes by myself. Like, every week it's getting pretty difficult. I was like, well, I'll come over and I'll help you with an episode and we'll see how it goes. And that was episode 4, right?
Yeah, that was episode 4, and episode 4 wasn't really even structured. It was like we were fixing a figure, and we just talked.
Yeah, we were just hanging out. Yeah, then it just went from there. And
Dean, how did you feel like your first times? I mean, first starting out.
I mean, it was just us hanging out. So, like, there was no pressure of, like, an audience that was already there. Because we'll have some people on, like, when Jesse first jumped on, Jesse was just a listener of the show. And then it just happened to be, he was here in town. So we're like, dude, you want to come over and, like, fucking join us? And he was like, and for, like, weeks, he was, like, real quiet and, like, didn't know when to speak. And Like he was just like super mean as fuck.
Kenny.
I didn't
I
have
was
to
going
worry.
to say that.
I didn't have to worry about any of that because there was no precedent like of view. I was the viewer, you know what I mean? So I wasn't nervous at all. But yeah, it was really funny because I was like, "Hey
Yeah.
Zach, how long is this thing gonna take today?" And he's like, "I don't know, just a few hours." I was like, "Okay, like I don't really have anything to do. I was just curious." And I was like, "So like, why do they want to talk to us?" And he was like, they just want to like ask us stuff." And I was like, "But they're in the chat with us like all week." And he's like, "Well, they just want to talk." And I was like, "That's so weird to me that people actually want to hear like shit we have to say, even if it's just like how our day was." It's fucking crazy. I can't.
I mean, it's
think
crazy
about
because
it.
After Dark is like a super hot show. Like we literally talk about like fart videos for like
You know
an
what's
hour.
fucked up is we put like zero work in the After Dark, and it's like the most popular show.
It's actually kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes when you guys just bullshit, that's the best time.
It is. And some of the stories the stories and stuff you tell, man.
Dude, I swear we have like the wildest lives. Like the shit that happens to me is just like so crazy. Like it almost like it's not even believable. Like the Stevens Collectibles story, like the shit was just
there was
wild.
Can we talk about what happened the other night when we were playing and then someone offered something?
Oh,
Is
man.
that something you guys want to bring up or?
Wait,
I'm gonna get in
wait,
trouble.
what happened?
All right.
I don't know about. I gotta go, guys. Bye.
He's gonna
Yeah,
quit the
I
show.
mean, we were playing Among Us, and this girl was like, "Yo, if y'all win, I will send you a picture of my butt." And we're like, "What?" And of course, we won like the next 3 games, and she delivered. I was like, "Wow."
Whoa, really?
What?
Well, who's got the pig?
It's in the Rona roulette chat.
Is it?
Yeah,
Wow.
forward them to you. It was pretty wild.
That was hilarious.
Was this
I wanna
someone
play
that was
this-
playing?
That was
You
pretty
guys?
funny.
Or
Wait, what were you saying, Scott?
was this?
Yeah, it was just some random person that was playing with us.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
literally
okay.
they came up and we're like, "Are you a girl?" And they're like, "Yes," because like if we win a game, I don't want dudes ass in my inbox,
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna play this video while we think of new questions. But I saw this video and I laughed out loud. It's so fucking funny.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
Another 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am! Get it right!
He said, "God damn it, who do you think?"
Who do you think you are? I am.
Guys, that's how Zach was after the award show.
I
After
think
the
he
award
might
show
be having
ended.
a stroke.
Dude, that's exactly how it was, dude. Dude, I
That's
was
how
so
it was
I don't know why I
after you
was
got
so,
that.
What smells like purple? Grass.
I don't know why I was so nervous for the award.
So
show.
are you happy with the results of the vote?
I mean,
No.
I think
More people need to vote. Not enough votes.
I mean, we had a pretty good amount of votes. I don't know. It's
So I'm over here still waiting for this ass pig.
I will say that.
Let me tell you
I
something,
think,
Dean.
I think some figures that I wanted to win won. I think some figures that I didn't think would win. I think Spawn. I think it's a great figure, but I'm not that I'm shocked that it won 2 awards, but I mean it was up against some pretty good figures in the categories that it was in.
Dude,
And
Black Series I was with
yeah.
Dylan on that one.
You were what?
I mean, I guess
I
for
was
you
with
guys
Dylan
was
on
there
that one.
for you guys was there winners that you thought like
My
didn't
lord.
right, Dean? But then she was like, "Why did you save it on Snapchat?" And I was like, "Oops, block."
What did you think I was gonna do?
Anyways, I'm sorry. The question was there any winners that you guys like were surprised about? Dude, Danny's dying over there.
Dude, what's her at?
No.
Oh, dude, give me her at right now, and I'll message her like, "You want to play Among Us?"
Dean is hella thirsty right now.
Dude, it was so funny. Anytime we play with Dean, he gets so thirsty. Like that one, what was it? Was her name was like Your Mama, and you were like,
Me.
Yeah, I remember you're like, whatever this girl does, like I'm here for it. And I don't remember. It just made me laugh.
I
Dude,
do
you guys
that
gotta
with
bring
Kate.
back.
I do that with Kate.
You guys gotta
No.
bring back Among Us.
Not
Because
random.
when I subbed, that was right when you did the first episode of Among Us, I think. And
Well,
those were hilarious too.
Well, no one
yes.
wants to play anymore.
No, I mean we can do it. We play all the time. So I mean, when we play, we could just stream that. Like that's what we do. But you guys will just have
Yeah.
to be on StreamYard when we do it, because otherwise it's not that fun. So yes, we can bring it back. In fact, I would love to bring it back because we play already once a week. So that's just content that we can make right there for Twitch, because we're
Sure.
trying to get Twitch affiliate. So if y'all are down, I'm down for that.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I mean the awards. I mean it's fun, but I don't think they're at that point where the different like obviously within Ox and like the small groups that the shows have, I think we do well. But like you put the voting form on a group of like OSR with like thousands of people, and like maybe you got like 2 votes. So it's like I really want it to be something that people will like really look forward to outside of just our community, because we do put a lot of work into it. Like that show was like, I mean, I was up till like 3 a.m. like several nights in a row, just like putting stuff together.
Yeah, you nailed that intro and the in memoriam, dude.
Oh, dude, that was
You
beautiful.
know, that was great.
I cried. So
Yeah, we
beautiful.
all got chills.
Yeah, that was fun. It was like, it was. I mean, but it was a fun show. Like, but I don't know why I was so nervous. Like,
Oh yeah, that was
part of the
Yeah.
nervousness. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Mark? Scott?
some of the people in the memoriam. I didn't even know had passed away. So when I watched it, it was like, hey, I didn't even know they passed away.
And
So
it's so sad. Like, there's some people that, not that you forgot, but like it was so early in the year before COVID that
Yeah.
it almost feels like it was like a different year. Like when Kobe, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
even
that's what I thought when
I was
Kobe
like,
came
wow,
up.
Oh,
like I
yeah.
forgot that Kobe passed away.
yeah,
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 that
so
was,
early in the
was
year.
tough. And I was kind of nervous because I got the new mouse from Eddie, but I'm not like totally used to it yet. So I was worried I was gonna click like too many slides forward and reveal the winner too early, or like I was so nervous. But then there's a lot of people on the show. Like normally during our show, I'd never mute myself because like it's usually just me and Dean, and we just like go whenever. But there's like 8 or 9 people, and so I was muting myself like on and off. So I would be talking and like be on mute and like be like fuck, have to unmute myself, and then or like I wasn't on mute and I would like cough or something and all gross, and it was I don't know, it was just a lot to manage. And then there is 8 people and they're all have different audio levels. Some people get a little loud, so I'd have to turn them down manually, and it was boy, it was a tough one. I thought it was a good show though.
Yeah.
My wife was watching it, and
it was good.
she said at the
Yeah,
end
it
we
was.
did really well. So
I just wanted Zach in a tux announcing like an announcer.
I'm sorry, dude. I got fat
Hosting.
this year. Well, I got fatter this year. It's like my stuff didn't fit.
No, but I
Um,
thought it was a really good show. I enjoyed it. I didn't watch it live. I got the replay, but
Wow,
Yeah.
thanks.
Dude, remove
But
him
what's
from the chat.
but what's crazy is the thing that made me laugh is like Dylan is such a contrarian. Like, at no point did he bring up his concerns about these categories until
Dude.
we're on the show, dude. I was like, why are you
Dude,
bringing
Every
this up?
time he went up, he started talking shit. I was like, dude,
Dude, do you not want to be here?
I was like,
Dude,
none of this is the time or place.
it was hilarious. But I felt like I enjoyed it though because I agreed with him a lot of the time when he was talking about some of those votes. And I know Zach explained it like a couple times, like that's who people voted for. So I guess I'm more annoyed with the voters. But yeah, some of those I was like, why is it like some of these don't deserve to be on the list with these other things on here?
Oh, his
Yeah.
the whole taint remark was hilarious.
Dude, that was the best part of the show. Dude, I
Oh my
laughed out
gosh.
loud. I was like, dude, how did you like? Why is that even? Like, it's not even like remotely the same thing.
Yup.
Oh man,
Oh.
I really wish I hadn't finalized the best of the year because that was pretty fucking funny. Yeah, the awards was great. Like, there's things this year that we do that I don't think we'll do next year, like the March Madness. That's just a big letdown. But The awards was like, I mean, it was great. It was great. And
Was there anything that you think you can that felt that could have benefited from improvement?
I do. I do think that next year for the Winter Is slide, I want to put all the figures up on the slide at once. And that was a big mistake on my part. Maybe like a little bit of a rehearsal show the like for like 15 minutes a day before, I think could benefit. Like we did a little meeting with Mario and Dylan the day before and kind of ran through some stuff, but I think generally speaking everything went pretty smooth, especially after like the first 2 rounds. Like everyone fell in like and just got it after that. But it was a little awkward to start off with, and I got a bit ahead of myself, and I was like I had to recut the intro because like my mic fucked up in the beginning and it was super annoying. But like this intro sponsor tags are out of order. I had to recut those with Dean after the show. But I mean, it was a great show. Like in terms of like what I was expecting and what happened, I was like pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, I know some of us kind of jumped the gun a little bit after reading off all the noms, and then the winner is. And wait. Let's hear your thoughts on
but
the
that
nominations.
was one thing that I think could be improved, like clarifying things, because people like we would go to the next slide and everyone would start clapping, but the person that's presenting that category wouldn't say the name, which is fine if we're watching a video, but it's like then you have to realize like there's a few hundred people that only listen to the audio. And so like they don't actually know. So like I'd be like, oh, by the way, that figure was this. Like,
I noticed on my end there was a little bit of lag to where I think when you turn the card for the winner, there were other reactions to the winner and I didn't even see it yet. So there's like a quick second delay there on on my end for that.
Yeah, and nothing's perfect, but
Oh, sure.
I thought it was pretty okay.
But yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed being on there.
Do you guys have any other questions you want to ask?
The clapping didn't work.
Nah, after like the first round, everyone abandoned the clap. It's like, well, it's better in person. You get a better clap, I think.
Start looking for a clap track.
Dude, last year's awards were real fun.
Those were really fun. Like,
It was a really good time.
Last year, to me, that was like the last like good.
Dude, last year you guys had the gold Millennium Falcon, right?
Yeah, it's actually up there. You guys can't see it, but it's up there. Last year, it was funny because Greg is like, Lord Greg is what you probably know him as, but he's like all about food, like to the point that it's like actually really annoying. And we had him on our show one time, and like he wouldn't like we were trying to plan the show, and every day, like every hour of every day, he was like, "Yo, what pizza we ordering?" And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like just tell us what you want, and we'll order whatever. And like I was gonna get Little Caesars. He's like, "Nah, fuck that. Let's get Pizza Hut." And I was like, "Oh my God, Jesus Christ!" And so when we did the award show last year, he was like, "Yo, what are the hors d'oeuvres gonna be?" And I was like, "Again, like, dude, that's not the point of this. Like, we're gonna have food, we're gonna have drinks, and like we had beers and like margaritas. Like it was like a nice little spread." I was like, the bigger point is like to be here for the show, not like the quality of the hors d'oeuvres. But that was all he was about. And I will say we managed a good spread when he got there. It was some good food. But yeah, it was great. Last year was great. Last year we had some last minute stuff come up and Manny couldn't make it. And so we were down a mic, but we only had 3 of 4. But I think we managed, and it was a good show. But man, it was so fun because afterwards, like we just like when the thing is like anytime we do a show like in person or not in person, like when the broadcast ends, everyone's still there, and so you just chat about like whatever, and usually that's when like it gets real fun. Like Mario, obviously you were in the chat on Tuesday after the show ended, and I mean, sometimes like we'll go for like another 30 minutes just chatting and behind the scenes, like, oh, like we fucked up this, or like, oh, like, this was funny, like this happened. And but when you're in person and everyone's drinking and like in a good mood, it was like really fun. Like that's probably like one of the best moments that we've had, I think, Dean, like just in terms of like Everyone was in a good mood. Like, we crushed the show. It was pretty fun. It was definitely pretty fun.
Yeah, being in a good mood. I think that kind of that was kind of cringe for me for a quick second. I mean, you and I were trying to get things organized before the show. There comes grumpy ass Dean. I need to sleep.
He yelled at
Brought
me.
down the whole tone of the show. I felt, bro.
Hell yeah. Zach has been difficult. You don't know. You've only been on one show, dude. I deal with this shit.
I expect that to happen a lot more often, dude. But I mean, yeah. I was like,
I will say this. I am difficult to work with, but at the end of the day, I think the things that I am being difficult about at the end of the day make the show better for me having been difficult about them. For better or for worse.
Dean, would you say that
Definitely
Zach is
for-
like Steve Jobs, anal about the whole thing?
Yeah.
Wait, Dean, talking to your mic. You're not talking to your mic.
I'm talking into my mic. Look at him right now.
You're talking to the back of your mic. I can see your face. I can see the angle. It's like this.
I quit the show.
No. Wow.
Oh man.
He's a bad person.
I am such a good person. I don't know why you always call me a bad person. You're so mean to me, like, just
Oh.
incessantly.
Yeah, earlier we were talking and I was like, man, I can't believe they want to like hang out with us. And he's like, yeah, dude, me and Mario and Danny, and we were talking for like 4 hours. And I was like, damn, they must really like you. He's like, well, they like you too. You're just not on. And I was like, no, I just mean I could barely stand you for the hour show.
Yeah, we don't know him that well yet. Huh?
And he was like,
That's a terrible
wow. I was
person.
like, I'm just kidding. Dude.
I
gotta
quit our
say-
friendship.
It is. Oh, I thought Danny was leaving the show. so
Yeah.
I mean, because all of us are friends, but sometimes like we have to like,
Do work stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's like the friend part of the show, but then like the work part of the show,
Mm-hmm.
and the work part of the show is not so great sometimes. But the friend part, I mean, I think it's pretty good.
I love the
I'm-
friend part.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like I mean, you guys like the people that play Among Us, like we chat off air where we could like literally say whatever, and it's like you could really be yourself, and it's pretty fucking funny to be honest.
Yeah. That's
Danny-
its own
You
show
should get
itself
Dean
right
in
there.
those chats more.
Yeah, Dean, you gotta play with us.
Yeah,
dude.
Dean.
Well,
come you don't
by the
like
time-
us?
By the time you guys are getting on, I've already been on Call of Duty, like, and I'm squad up. Or
Well, we were playing
Destiny.
Call of Booty at Among Us, and you weren't even there, dude.
Dude,
Yeah,
no,
see what you
both
missed?
out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty good, right, Dean?
It's pretty good. It's not bad.
Dude, I wasn't complaining, right? We played like 2 rounds, we crushed it, and then that was what we got. So it was
Just
like,
give me her ad, though.
Dean, that was a picture of me.
I'm buying a ticket to California right now.
Oh man.
Speaking of which, you guys ever think about taking CW on the road later on when things kind of settle down?
I was
would
actually
love to.
typing out a thing today on Ox, and I was like, yo, maybe like later next year, I'll like make a trip either maybe out to California or it'd be fucking hilarious
yeah.
going to meet Zach because he's not very far. Venable,
Yeah.
that's only like maybe a 12-hour
Oh, yeah.
drive. And Rainer is from Louisiana, so I could just take Rainer with me.
No,
I
cool.
think
invite.
that'd be fucking dope.
Eddie, who's that?
That is Logan. He's
Logan.
Oh, look at him.
Aww.
Yeah.
To answer the question, I would love to. When it's safe to do so. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
mean,
cool.
I think that, no offense to Scott, but I think we have a lot of people in California, like, that if we were to go somewhere, it would be a good central location for us to meet a conglomerate of listeners.
Can you imagine if Scott was offended by that?
Would you guys be
Scott
down
is a
to, like, go
beautiful
to-
person, nicest guy I know. I don't want to say anything that would even remotely hurt his feelings. So.
I know, but it's like I think he could like figure that out for himself.
Look, man, all right? Don't be coming to me for that shit. But,
Oh, I know.
but, I mean,
About California, so
in the same breath, though, I would love for you guys in California to get together on your own. And we've already said it, like, we will pay for food.
We're gonna do it. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
do
working
it.
on that,
We
buddy.
just gotta get more people in with me and Mario.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
Danny's
so
got to
far.
drive down from NorCal.
I'll fly before I drive.
Okay, then we'll fly you in
Either
there.
way, either way.
Dude, shit, they're probably gonna shut down the airlines.
I need my vaccine.
I don't
first.
even think I'm gonna get to go to Portland.
That's what
Oh,
I
man.
told you, dude. I
Yeah,
think
what's going on with that?
it's- Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just fucking Biden said he's gonna shut down the country for whatever reason. Shut down the airlines, but it's like,
Damn.
aren't you guys rolling out this vaccine? Like,
Yeah, I heard that in January they're gonna do a lot more closing.
you're gonna get the vaccine, but you still have to wear the mask and social distance. Then it's like, well, why am I getting the vaccine then? And then why are you shutting everything down? This vaccine is so good. I don't know. It's fucking confusing. I don't get it.
Before you start growing a second head, right?
Dude, you see that girl? She took the vaccine and passed out like 5 seconds later.
What
They're like, "Oh, you
the-
just got the vaccine." She's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." And they're like, "How do you feel?" She's like, "I feel great. I'm super excited for the." Oh, I just got really dizzy.
what?
And then just boom! They had to fucking pick her up off the floor, dude.
Was this here in the States or what was
hang
this
on.
at?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, they
Was
keep
it-
talking about
And
people
then
having
the
allergic
one
reactions.
dude, the doctor who like got a fake injection. Did you guys see that shit? I
Wait, hold
swear
up,
to
hold
God.
up.
No,
Time out. I gotta
no.
hang on. Let me play this. Let me play this. So we all have context.
Do you have the girl fainting?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
good.
yes.
A nurse
Yeah.
is
Sorry,
vaccinated, but just minutes later, this happens.
I'm sorry.
Tiffany
Oh.
Dover fainted as she spoke to reporters at a hospital in Chad.
That was pretty wild. I mean, any vaccine, like it was like front page news that one person out of like 50,000 had a reaction. Any vaccine, you can have a reaction.
Sure.
Yeah.
And obviously, like the efficacy of these vaccines is not like you're on a time crunch, and that's why the FDA is approving them for emergency use rather than like a true
Yeah, they're pushing it out.
approval.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll if I get offered a vaccine, I will take it gladly.
Mm.
We got to check up on Gear Bear, see if he's all right.
What if it gives you superpowers?
Dude, that'd be dope.
Yeah. How's Cody
It
doing?
does
by
give
the
you
way?
Bell's palsy though.
What?
Not everybody that takes it gets Bell's
Not
palsy.
everybody, but enough people are getting it.
Cody is doing really good, actually. He said that he
That's
was. I think he said he had to go to the hospital or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I think he's fine.
Oh.
I think
Back
he's
to the
fine.
tour thing.
Yeah, he didn't have to get on a respirator,
What
but
the-
he's doing good.
Go ahead, Danny.
That's good.
So would you guys be opposed to like going to a like a SDCC or a celebration?
I'm not opposed, but it's really a money thing. at the
Dude,
end
you
of
know,
the
it'd
day.
be fucking
I'm
amazing,
Dean
Zach.
has different obligations. I have obligations. I got a lot on my plate, so I mean, in a perfect world, I would love to go, but
Dude, you know what we
I
should
think it'd be
do?
more likely that Dean would be able to go.
No
that?
bullshit. We should get a booth.
Yeah.
at one-
You
at
should
one
schedule
of the
it.
cons.
Save up.
How much do you think a booth is?
No, not a booth. Just to go.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
Dude, you
A
can
booth would be way
Get a booth.
cooler.
get a booth out here in Frankensons, man. You can go like anytime.
No, a
They're
booth,
like what, $50?
a booth at Comic Con is way cooler because we could set up a collecting weekly thing and be like, what is this? Like, oh, it's a podcast and we're the host.
I don't know that they let.
It's
Do
too
they let
expensive.
shows set up booths?
Yeah, it's probably pretty
They
pricey.
let all kinds of people set up booths.
Vendors don't even go anymore because it's too expensive to have a table.
Is that?
Yeah, it's only
Really?
it's only like in the industry now.
It's like the companies that go.
Have you
Well,
gone,
we could-
Danny?
Yeah, I've been gone in like 7 years because
Oh,
it got
okay.
too big. Like
Yeah,
You
I've never
came-
been.
I've always wanted
so-
to go. I've always
Yeah,
wanted to
me
go at
too.
least once, but I've never made it. So I went to all kinds of other cons, but
Go.
not San Diego.
the week
I will-
before you decide you want to go, but now it's like you have to literally plan
Yeah, like
a year in
months.
advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today would have, or this year would have been the year that I went to Celebration for the first time, but they
That
canceled
sucks.
that. So
That sucks.
Celebration is one thing I would like to go to that I've never gone to.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I was pissed that I missed the one, and I couldn't make it to the one in Chicago, and I'm not even that far from it. So,
Yeah.
That was the last one, right?
yeah, I think so. Chicago, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was moving back out to California, wasn't it? The next one?
It was supposed to be in California this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or this year? Yeah.
Has everyone seen the Mando episode?
Hell yes.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yo. All right, we're gonna get into some spoiler talk, but holy shit,
Can we just talk
Dude.
about how they did more justice to R2 in this one episode than the entire sequel trilogy?
dude! I
I was
don't
calling for
understand.
I was so
Dean, as soon
fucking
as-
excited. to
As
see
soon as R2 like pulled out, I was like, dude, Dean is probably gonna shit himself.
Dude, yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but R2 is my absolute
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
Star Wars character. I fucking love R2D2. Look at Mario
Oh, I didn't know
creepy
that.
ass eyes.
No, that's Fern.
Oh,
That's Fern.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Fern. Sorry,
What's up,
Mario.
Fern?
Creeping.
Yo, Big Fern.
What's up?
Fern, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Motherfucker, you sound like you're talking through a Dixie cup. Why do you sound so bad?
I have AirPods on.
Bro, take them
Damn,
out.
Fern,
That's
did you
not
pay for your electricity yet?
No, I'm not home right now. I'm in my car.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
dude.
you watching the Canelo
The
fight in your
second
car?
R2 rolled up, I was like, oh my god. Like,
So what about it makes you feel that it was better than the sequel trilogy in terms of that scene?
I don't know. It was magical, dude. The whole Luke
It
standing
was.
there.
The best
Yeah.
thing in my opinion though was Grogu and R2's little like
Back
tiniest
and
interaction. But
Yeah.
like you know
Yeah.
R2's like, yo, that's like a Yoda, and that was like my greatest battle was with the Yoda.
I have a
Yeah,
question.
the older Yods.
What's up, Danny?
Remember Grogu had handcuffs?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did they use that same handcuff on Moff Gideon?
I know he might have. I
I
don't
don't.
know.
Yeah,
they
they
might have
may
been
have.
too small. They looked like it, but
That's
Yo, I
true.
Man.
I do have a question, and I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. There's that scene in the bar where Bo-Katan says that Boba's not a real Mandalorian. He's like, I never said I was.
right.
Yeah.
But that kind of like contradicts a little bit with what was said in that really cool Boba episode.
Yeah, it
So
does.
is he a Mando or is he not? Because like I was pretty like I get it now, and then this episode that one dialogue
was-
made me question it.
I was always under the influence that he wasn't. But then
I don't-
in that episode, he basically said that he was. It was his dad's armor. And,
Did he
Yeah.
say he was though, or did he say
He says
it's
I never said
Mandalorian
I
armor?
was. He said
I think-
when she says you're not a real Mando, and he says I never said I
Yeah.
was.
No, I think in the episode,
it's true.
I think in the episode when he was talking about like the lineage of his armor and his father and all that, I think he was saying his father was a Mandalorian,
But
and
he's
he,
not.
and he, yeah, but like so
Right.
he's can own the armor, but that's how he
I
got
see.
it. You know what I mean?
What were you saying, Danny?
Well, wouldn't he be considered like a foundling?
His dad was,
That-
not him.
I
Yeah.
think didn't
'Cause
Mando
he
say
was
that?
raised by his dad.
So does that make him? That would make
For
him foundling.
Take your headphones out because they sound really bad. Like you sound like this right now.
foundling by birth, right?
Is this Fern in the dark?
Yeah, Fern, take your headphones out. We can't hear you when you talk through that.
I think didn't
that-
Mando say that his dad was a foundling or something?
Yeah, he did.
Well, in the comics,
Yeah.
yeah, he was a foundling. Jango Fett was a foundling.
No, wasn't Django
Jango's
the
dad
son
was a-
of a Mandalorian? But like his dad was like the ruler or something like that? Was the ruler of Mandalore before the
No,
No,
no. I think that the translation and the code chain thing was that he was raised as a part of Concord Dawn as a foundling, but not that his father was.
Yeah.
At least that's
No,
what
no.
I understood.
In
from
the
trailer.
I think the comics said otherwise, didn't it, Danny?
the comics,
The new comics or the old
remember.
comics?
the old Dark Horse.
Yeah, those aren't.
Oh,
those are not
those aren't
like, canon at
canon.
all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know the new ones then.
I'm not familiar.
I thought
with
that
him.
episode was great. I mean, there was several, like PJ Paradox Nerd called it Luke from the beginning. I had called a few things in the last episode, but I mean, I still think that I would have rather it have been Cal or
That would've
or
been
someone else.
Or Ezra
But-
or something.
Yeah, or Ezra.
That would have been
But
cool.
having that scene with Luke as a parallel to the Vader scene from Rogue One.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean,
That was the
I
first thing I thought of. Yeah.
like it was me, Mario, Danny, and Eddie, and we were watching it, and we were going fucking ballistic. We were like
Oh, yeah.
fucking cheering, dude. It was like 2
Oh, I was
a.m.
Well,
Standing up in front of the freaking television, and
I
oh my
was-
gosh.
I was listening to some like reviews and people talking about it and stuff, and I think it makes the most sense that it was Luke. Just because I think people won't care if the child comes back
Yeah.
later because he's with Luke. Like I think maybe if it was someone else, they would have been like, "Well, are they really like good enough to train him?" And then also like Luke's master is Yoda, so it's kind of like full circle that he
Yeah.
would train what could be Yoda's
That's what I
kid.
was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always
But
thought.
like,
Little parallel. What's that, Danny?
Not everybody knows who Cal Kestis, Ezra.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that would
that
be a
too.
great way to bring them into the greater canon of everything.
Well, not everyone knew who Ahsoka was either. I mean,
Yeah.
outside of the fandom.
I
yeah,
will
this
say,
last
though-
season. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Eddie.
Oh,
But that's
this
why-
season is a lot of fan service, so I think that's also Luke. Why they chose Luke.
My only concern about, and I mentioned this I think on this one of the spoiler chats, is like anytime you fit something between things that you already know the beginning and the end, it gets real complicated. So it's like now there's, I guess it gives you more story to tell, but it's like either Kylo's gonna fuck Baby Yoda up one day and break my heart, or
That's-
something has to happen and Baby Yoda leaves.
Dude, wouldn't
But
you
it,
think Grogu would be more
Baby Yoda.
powerful than Kylo?
well, apparently not. If
Everyone's
Kylo
more
killed all of
powerful
Luke's
than
students.
Kylo.
Well,
Yeah. What if?
Even
But what if
fucking
Baby
Rey
Yoda's
was
in
more
hiding
powerful than
again?
Kylo.
dude, what if Mando saves, bro? Oh my god! What if Mando saves Baby Yoda from Kylo? Oh my god, and
That
that's
would
why
be
we see the
sick.
Razor Crest and like
Dude, he'd be an old man by then.
an old
Yeah.
man.
You think we'll see another version of the Razor Crest?
By the time Kylo goes
Okay, fuck
crazy,
y'all. That
that's
was
another
clever,
like
and none of
40
y'all even
years.
smiled.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
That was so fucking
Yeah.
clever, and none of y'all
Yeah,
even
Fern, I can hear you.
smiled.
Is it better?
Yeah, we got the front. Yep.
Yeah.
Sound better, dude.
Much better, my guy.
Right between Kylo going crazy and the timeline now, it's like another, what, 30, 40 years?
Wait, whoa.
Would Kylo
From-
be
from
alive
when
right
Luke-
now?
No.
Yeah, Kylo's 6
No.
right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
he is? Okay.
No.
Yeah. TFA takes place 18 years after Return of the Jedi. It's only
Oh.
12 years between where we're at now to
But-
TFA.
No, it's not 12. It's like 5 or 6. right?
Motherfucker, he's
Yeah,
doing
it's
all
fine.
this
Hang on.
That's
hang
after
on.
Jedi, Danny.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Return of the Revenge of the Sith to. It's 30 years, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
30,
saying.
30 years
So from
right
I'm
now.
So
sorry,
for
so it's-
Mando to rescue
So it's another
Baby
24
Yoda,
years. So he'd be like 66.
That's pretty old.
Okay.
But,
I mean, Rex is still fighting, and he's like 80. Like in terms of the
yeah, but
age
he's a
of
clone.
like.
He's genetically
But he's
engineered.
Yeah.
aging
Both
twice
of
as
them just
fast.
like-
Bo-Katan too. I mean, she's been
No,
around since
they-
the Clone Wars.
they don't-
and-
They do age twice as fast to an extent, and they stop aging
Oh,
faster.
really? Okay.
Yeah, they like there's a like it's like a bell.
Like to get
curve
them to
kinda.
fighting age, and then they slow
Yeah,
down.
they
Oh,
slow
okay,
down.
that makes sense.
Um,
I mean,
How awkward
he
would it have
would
been
be
if-
old, but I mean, bro, come on, that'd be dope.
that'd be fucking cool, but then we're also gonna have to see fucking Mando old.
I love
Do you
the
guys-
episode, dude. I cried when
I
he
think
took the helmet
Grogu-
off.
He's
Dude,
gonna
my
go
mom
off.
was in fucking tears.
What were you saying, Danny?
Grogu's gonna go off with Ahsoka.
That's what
What do
I
you mean?
thought. I thought maybe he'd be
That's
on like
why
a
they're gonna
Ahsoka
do
show or
different-
something.
Different place from the sequel.
Maybe Ahsoka will come and pick him up or something.
I want
That's what
to
I thought.
see.
Yeah.
I want to see what they do with him and Luke, and like how they. Because I honestly don't think we're gonna see either of them in season 3 at all.
Now, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm pretty glad that Baby Yoda is gone
I'm with you. on
Only
that.
because
No, I'm-
Fuck out of
I
here.
agree.
only because
All of y'all are dead to me.
just shut up.
Every single one of y'all.
Every single episode, I'm worried about what the fuck is gonna happen to the kid.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna let them babysit this kid while I go fuck off on an adventure. I'm almost not enjoying the adventure at all because I'm like, fuck, someone's gonna take the kid. We're gonna cut back and then he's gonna be gone. Like, it's constantly like in the back of my head. So
Yeah.
like to have that kind of taken away, like, oh dude, he's with Luke. Like Luke's gonna
There you
But
go.
that's because you care about him, right?
I
was
know,
at the
but,
doctor's
like,
office with my kid the other day, and she
I
was like
can't
4 feet away from
thoroughly-
me in a chair.
I can't
But I was like-
thoroughly enjoy the show if
That's
I'm
why I
worried
think-
about what's happening to the fucking kid. So
That's
if
why I
it-
think they did that with Luke.
yeah. So if like season 3 is just him kicking ass on like cool adventures, I'm all for it.
Let
so
me
like,
ask-
am I gonna miss Baby Yotes? Absolutely, but like I'm also like not that fucking heartbroken.
I wonder if they'll like age him, or he comes back and he's more aged where he can talk or something. That would be cool.
You think he's gonna talk like Yoda or like a regular version?
I was just thinking that today. He's gonna talk like, yeah, I don't know.
I have no
I hope he
idea,
remembers the Mando. Like, I hope
So-
he's not that young.
They say when Yoda was 100 years old, he was already training Jedi.
We had this discussion, and I think we made sense of it.
Did we?
Yeah.
So
So
it's like in
Grogu's
50
50.
And he's still like a toddler.
Yeah.
I would say he's probably about like a 3 or 4 year old, maybe like
He
a
could-
2-year-old.
He could understand enough, but it's really weird because it's like
Because
my
he could
sister
be
brought
taught.
this up.
He could be taught things.
It's like, so you could talk to him, give him commands. He knows how to wield the Force well enough. He's had teaching, but he can't. If you tell him red versus blue wire, he gets confused. Like, which is it? Is he a fucking baby or is he not? Does that make sense? Remember that scene?
Yeah,
where
but he's
like,
never done anything like that. I mean, he wasn't training in the temple like out of fucking hot wire hyperdrive.
Okay, but if you're like talking him through it, like the red wire, not the blue one, and it confuses him.
Maybe he wasn't.
but
Maybe
the
he wasn't saying
motherfucker
it
could
backwards.
force-
Maybe his master was
force
Yoda, and he was
throw
talking backwards the whole
stormtroopers
time.
left and right. It's like pick a thing. Like, do you want him to be
But
a
it's
baby or do you want him to be
instinctual.
cool?
Well, I also think that when he was on the stone, that unlocked it all. Like they said that he suppressed a lot because of the trauma that he went through. So I'm thinking that because it wasn't until after the stone had happened that he started
So
tossing around those troopers.
The trauma made him colorblind too. Anyway,
Vern, what do you think, man?
so from 50 to 100, he's got to fucking age exponentially faster.
But
if
I think
Yoda
that-
was
I think that
training
that's true.
other Jedi at 100.
So here's the thing. Like even a human, like a 10-year-old versus like a 14-year-old. That's a
Right.
huge difference in like maturity and like decision making, and then just a 14-year-old to an 18-year-old.
That's fair.
That's true.
But also, like we don't have a frame of reference for how powerful the child is. I mean, Yoda could have been a fucking ringer. Like, there's kids that are like 12 that have like doctorates like already, right?
That's true.
I mean, Yoda could just be like about that life, and maybe Grogu's like, you know, getting there. Like Anakin was what, like 18 when he had a Padawan, 17, because before Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Maybe
Probably.
Do we know
16.
how old Anakin was when he had the kids?
No,
Or
I'm
in
talking about when
Revenge
he had Ahsoka. How old was Anakin when he had Ahsoka as a Padawan? And then Obi-Wan was fairly young
It's
too.
at the very beginning of the Clone Wars, so
But what
Yeah,
I'm
it was
saying is
one of-
like, I mean,
yeah.
if Yoda was training Jedi, I mean, but even like if you look at like dojos, like some of the older students will train the younger students, but they're not, you know, leading the whole thing forever. Like they're just training a part of it. And we saw in the prequels, like training could just be so simple as like, you know, the lightsaber with the little little droid that, you know, doesn't have to be super
that's
complex.
not the way they made it sound. But okay, I guess.
It's like your
Remember
other day
Yoda
argument. Like he
in
was
class.
technically training Jedi, but is like he really. But then again, I just think Yoda was just a ringer. I mean, he was like super powerful.
But didn't they
Like,
say
if he's the
species
benchmark
is
that-
powerful,
Uh huh.
What'd you say?
the species.
Yeah, I think naturally they're powerful.
Yeah. You know,
Can we
they-
really say that just based off of like three?
Bro,
Three
three
beings
of
in
three
this
fucking
species.
people I've seen are super powerful.
They say it
I'm gonna
too.
make that assumption.
Supposedly Yato's supposed to be more powerful than Yoda, right?
That's what I heard.
Probably.
That's what. Yeah, I've heard that.
So
I mean,
Yoda
it's
clap
just-
the Yaddle cheeks.
Like
Yeah,
PJ
bro,
says,
why
the
you gotta
Yaddle
take
saddle.
this chat this way?
I don't know, man. I think you have a point, Dean. Like, you got to pick. Like, is he a baby or is he like able to do things?
Yeah.
But it seems like for Baby Yoda, a lot of his force uses were very like instinctual. Like, this dude's gonna kill my friend, boom, stop the dude. Or this chick is like arm wrestling my friend, choke this chick. Like, it seems like more out of like self-preservation than like, you know, he's not. I don't know.
Hey, real
Like,
quick,
it's
Fern, are
hard-
you? I'm sorry, Fern. Are
No.
you just like in your backyard or something, or what?
I'm in my car. I was at my cousin's house watching the fight.
Who won?
Yeah, who won?
Canelo won.
Of course he won, dude. Motherfucker beat Triple G.
Yeah, he's fighting some British guy. So.
I don't know. But then, I mean, if we're saying at Baby Yoda at 100, where is that in the trilogy? Like, is that like 20 years, 80 years after Return of the or Rise of Skywalker? Because if he's 50 already, and then there's another 24 years, so he's what, 75, and then another 25 years later, dude, that'd be a dope trilogy.
Yeah.
Teenage Yoda, Baby Yoda, dude, that'd be dope.
Didn't help take down Palpatine.
Well, Ray had it, dude. She had the girl power, dude. She's a Mary Sue, right, Dean? Dude, Dean gets so mad about Ray. It's amazing.
She's fucking boring. There's nothing cool about Ray. I really wanted to like that character, but she just sucks.
The I mean, I don't know. Like, not everyone's everywhere, so I mean that means probably Ahsoka's dead because she was a Force ghost, but she also wasn't helping Palpatine.
Or she could have been reaching out to the Force, but yeah, that is weird.
Also, why didn't we hear Baby Grogu's voice during the visions?
Maybe he's not dead. Or simple, they didn't.
Maybe he can't talk.
Hadn't invented him yet.
Yeah.
Just hear the coo, like.
I wonder if they'll ever bring up who actually rescued him from the temple.
That's the story I want to know.
Yeah.
I think it's Jocasta Nu, to be honest, but who knows?
The librarian?
Because she was still in the temple. during
Right. No,
Order
but that's what I'm
66.
asking you. The librarian, that's
Yeah,
her name, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name.
Because there was even that comic where Fox and Vader, they were raiding the temple with the last of the Jedi holdouts, and she was in like the secret room in the library, like with all these artifacts. So, I mean, I think that that's likely, but I hope they make it a comic or something. I don't think it needs to be its own show, but like a 5-part comic would be fucking awesome. Like, really awesome, to be honest.
But they gotta show the baby again. I mean, that's like an instant moneymaker.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Or maybe season 3 will be like it'll show what Mando's doing and then it'll show what Baby Yoda's doing.
This might be a stupid question, but in the end credit scene, they showed the book of Boba as like being a thing.
Yeah.
That's not the book of Boba is not the title for season 3 of Mando, right? That's like a whole nother show.
That's another
Yeah,
theory
I think
that
that's
I
a whole-
heard people talking about because of
And you're like,
they
no,
say
it's a
the
separate
chapters.
show. Exactly. That's what I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And you're like, no, it's another show. And I was like, I guess. Because they both slated for December 2021.
Wait, I said
That's-
that?
that's
I
also-
asked you guys in the chat.
That's
Oh, I
also
didn't
why
see
I
that.
asked in the chat, like, did in season 1 did they say season 2 coming in 2020? But they didn't, because I went back and watched it. They didn't say that, but yeah, I was thinking that's why they said the Book of Boba, because maybe
Also-
since the show is called The Mandalorian, they can change the story every couple of seasons to a different Mandalorian.
Yeah, almost like what's the show?
Was Boba like the new leader of Tatooine then, or like what the fuck?
What's
Yeah, I
that?
didn't really understand that either.
Yeah.
Like
It'd
Fargo.
be interesting
The
to see.
show's like every season's a different story.
But I
Yeah,
kind of
that's
see like
that's kind of what I thought.
I'd be really
Like
disappointed.
Was
doesn't
that
need,
Dan?
I kind of see like Boba's path doesn't need to be related to Mando anymore.
No. I mean, that's a whole other story right there with the underworld, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Boba the Hutt,
But
or
I'm
whatever you
saying,
want to call him.
but I'm saying that what if that is the next 2 seasons? That story, no Mando.
Well, it
It
could
has
be.
to
They were
be-
talking about a
The
spin-off
show's
Boba
not-
show, weren't they?
It's called The Mandalorian. Like,
Yeah.
I
Mandalorian
mean-
has to be about getting the planet back.
Or
Yeah.
any Mandalorian.
I
Bring
think that's
your,
what
bring your mixer up a little bit.
I think
No,
that's
the
what the
volume.
show's focused on. I think it's heading towards them retaking Mandalore or something.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
that's what season 3 will be. If it's not the Book of Boba, I think it'll be him and her fighting or figuring that out.
Yeah. We have Sean Yahtzee joining us. How's it going, Sean?
Whoa.
What up? What up?
What's
What's
happening,
up,
Sean?
Oh, Sean.
Yo.
We're just BSing about some Mando talk. We're trying to figure out what season 3 is going to be. I was super confused. I was like, Book of Boba season 3? Because, Dean, you're right. It's like, are you guys going to have 2 shows going on at the exact same time? I'm here for it. You know, I'd love that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
But we
That's
just
kind of the
had-
gist I got, I guess, that they would have a Boba be its own show, and then Mando would do its own kind of thing. Probably what you guys were just talking about maybe them retaking over Mandalore or rebuilding Mandalore, but I don't know if Baby Yoda is going to be in it. But something separate.
but there's also that thing with the Darksaber. Because, Dean, I think it was you posted the video in one of the chats
Yeah.
that Sabine gave Bo-Katan the Darksaber and everything was kosher, but the
Yeah, that's
Mando
what I said
couldn't
too.
do it.
They had
I
to
felt
set
like
up a plot for season 3. I think that's why that's the season 3
Yeah.
plot.
Dude,
so.
all they have to do is get into a fist fight and then just kick his ass. And
I
be
thought
she
that,
won fair and square.
I thought Mando should have just thrown the Darksaber back to Gideon and then just had her take out Gideon.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, but Cara Dune's not going to let that happen.
That's true.
So, yeah, maybe they'll just stage a fight or something, you know? They'll be like, hey, just pretend
Dude,
like you're hitting
anybody-
me and I'll yield.
Anybody else wondering why the fuck they didn't just kill him immediately? It's
Yeah.
like, dude, shut this
Yeah, for
motherfucker
sure.
up. He just, one, keeps talking shit.
Yeah.
And then two, like, he's just kill him.
I think
What the
the
fuck,
only
you guys-
reason. Well, I think the only reason they didn't is because I think Mando had promised Cara Dune that he wouldn't, so she could take him in.
Dude, 110% break that promise. That motherfucker is annoying.
Yeah.
Was he still lying around? He was still lying around when Luke showed up, right?
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
unconscious by
Just
then.
unconscious on the floor?
Yeah, Cara Dune fucked him up.
Yeah.
How awkward would it have been if Boba would have stayed with the group when Luke showed up?
Dude, I was thinking that exact
Mm.
fucking thing, dude.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, Boba Fett's not a good or bad guy. He's just a guy who's paying him the most money. Like, I don't really have a grudge against Han Solo, but Jabba's paying me a fuck ton of money to bring him in. Like, I'm gonna do it. The Empire's hiring me, putting food on the table. I'm gonna do it. Right? He's not good or bad. So everyone's like, "Oh my god, the Mandalorian is gonna fight Boba." It's like, why would they? They have no reason to fight each other.
That's
And
true.
sure enough, he's like a good guy, but really he's not. I mean, he's just just someone making his way through the galaxy. Who's paying me, right? So it's like if Luke showed up and saw Boba Fett, I doubt like. I mean, Luke
dude,
might be
Boba would've
upset,
been
but
like-
Boba Fett would have just been like, "Oh, what's up, dude?"
No, Boba was like, oh, dude, I know your dad. You know, I told him that you first existed, and the look on his face was just priceless. And
What?
Dude, I was kind of disappointed that Boba Fett just flew away and never.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the final battle.
I was expecting him to come back and do
He-
something. Yeah, or something.
He
Dude,
fulfilled
that
his
fucking scene-
purpose to help. He told him he was gonna help him get him back.
That's
and he got him
true.
back. So.
The scene when they walk into the bar together,
Yeah,
I was like, God damn it, that's
Crispy,
so
dude.
fucking cool, dude.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
yeah.
100%.
Dude,
Dude, I
would've
kinda
loved to
wish-
have been on that set.
Dude, where was
Yeah.
the third Mando? That dude Mando. Maybe I missed that. The
Dude,
the
Like,
other
He just, like,
Mandalorian.
dip, dude. He
Yeah,
just-
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Dude, and then I was like kind of thinking that what's her face would be Sabine secretly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but then I think she calls her by Costco or something. I was like, oh fuck.
Costco.
Yeah, it's I forget it.
Costco.
She says her name like really fat, like when they're like divvying out responsibilities. Bo-Katan says her name, and I was like, oh fuck, that's not who that is.
It's yeah.
Because they kind of like made it a point to not say her name in that first episode that she's
Yeah.
in. Because Bo-Katan says the dude's name
No, she says her name.
in the first
Yeah, it's
episode.
something Reeves.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's because. Wait, no. Fuck.
she
I
says her
think
name.
I
twice.
read-
Reeves.
I read it in an article because I never even heard her say her name. so-
I don't remember her saying it.
No,
She
it's in
says
the-
it
it's
when
in the
they're
closed
sitting on top
captions.
of the Razor Crest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that what it is? It's in the captions?
Well, no, it is also like. That's when I first saw it when they first introduced her, but later in the show, I think they do say her name.
Yeah. I thought
Like
they
when
did
they're
when they're sitting on the
down
Razor Crest.
looking at the.
Yeah.
Well, no, even when they're looking at the diagram of the light cruiser, when they're talking about the plan, they say her name.
I don't remember her saying it.
I'm almost.
Oh, I'm
certain.
thinking back in the episode when they introduced him.
I never caught it.
It's the same episode.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sabine shows up next season.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, for sure.
I think they'll save Sabine for the Ahsoka show, right? I mean, it's supposed to be taking the same like alongside with what's going on with the events of the Mandalorian. So I'm sure they'll probably be out looking for Thrawn.
Yeah, speaking of that, I thought they were going to show him.
Yeah.
They're probably saying,
Wonder if
I
he
gotta
doesn't
say that-
show up on Mandalorian.
Got to save that tease for Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I heard a gunshot.
What? For... You
That was
So-
a firework or a gunshot. You never know.
So I know I'm coming in as
Drive-by.
way late, but y'all might have talked about this already about Luke showing up instead of like
amazing.
a different. Yeah, like it was definitely makes sense and it was definitely amazing, but like part of me was like a little disappointed that it wasn't like Cal Kestis or some other like
Yeah.
some other Jedi that they could tie in a different franchise to. I thought that would have been dope, but still, I had like a raging boner for when Luke showed up. So
I
was
was
all good.
more excited when R2 popped in,
That
but
was an awesome moment. Yeah.
because the X-wing flies in, and I was like, oh look, the Republic's here, because we kept seeing those dudes pop up, and
Yeah, but-
then
Yeah,
Cara Dune makes a comment like, oh great, just one, and I was like, that's weird, and then like when she radios the pilot and he doesn't reply, and I was like, oh my god, it's
Yeah.
Luke. And I was like freaking out. My mom was like, who is it? Who is it? I was like, I know exactly who this is. And my sister was like, don't say anything. I want to see if I can figure it out before they like reveal it. And it wasn't until he like lit his lightsaber that my sister was like, oh my God, it's Luke. And we were freaking out. It was so good. And then
Yeah.
I thought maybe they were just going to like do like a chin reveal, right?
Mhm.
But that motherfucker takes his hood off. I was like, God damn! Like it could have been done better, but
That's what I
it was
thought.
Dude,
pretty
the
good.
CGI was awful.
The
dude.
Yeah.
voice is what I was
Yeah,
worried
it
about,
was bad.
and I think they nailed it.
Dude, I don't think they nailed the voice. I don't think they nailed the face. Dude, it is not good.
It's not bad.
It's
Yeah.
pretty.
I thought the
bad, dude.
voice. I thought the voice was good, but the CGI on the face was horrible. I remember.
yeah, it was a little.
watching
I
and
said
thinking,
the way I described it, I was like, it's not as bad as Tarkin, or it's not as good as Tarkin, but it's not as bad as Leia.
Tarkin
Leia-
was horrible.
What?
Tarkin was
Wait,
so
Tarkin was
bad, dude.
great.
That completely took me out of the movie when I first saw
Dude,
that.
Tarkin was fucking crazy good.
I thought Leia.
yeah, I
was
thought
better.
Tarkin was really good too.
I thought
Leia
Tarkin
was
was better.
okay.
Than, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Leia was awful in that movie,
Yeah.
and then it got even worse in episode 9 with her and Luke, which is crazy
Yeah.
because they actually used like footage from the old movies, but like I don't know, it just didn't translate well.
I heard somebody talking about their reaction to Luke because I guess the top half of his face was like emotionless. So he compared it to one of the Canadian characters in South Park just talking where the top half of the face
Oh.
starts
Some-
talking.
Sometimes the mouth movement was a little funny,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
honestly, like you just can't recast Luke Skywalker. You just can't. You know?
It would have been
Yeah,
dope if they
yeah.
actually would have done Sebastian Stan though, just to like,
I
because they,
Yes, thank
for a
you.
minute I thought it
Yeah.
was him because I thought the lower part of his face looked kind of like Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think if they continue to show him later on, they will recast him. I just think it was for that one episode they did
Yeah.
that CGI.
I agree.
yeah.
I hope they recast him. You know, I mean, they did it for Solo. I mean, I'm sure it took a minute, but after a while, that was Han. I thought Alden Ehrenreich nailed Han Solo.
Oh,
as
I
far
thought
as
he,
character,
yeah, I thought he was great.
you know. So if they can do that, I think they can do the same for Luke.
Yeah.
I know Dean doesn't agree, but I'm sure the rest of us can.
I don't mind what's his face as Han Solo, but I just had to get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he nailed Han Solo at all. I just feel like he was like,
Well, it was a younger version of him, you know. I mean, he's not trying to play the Han Solo that we all know.
well,
Right.
how old's Alden? 30?
Probably.
30, 35? I don't know how old he is. I mean, Han Solo in episode 4 is not much older than that. So it's like, why didn't they pick someone even younger? Like a 17-year-old kid. Like that would be like believable and like aging. It's like they picked someone like too close to the original age. So I was like, I guess like, but if you could get over that, it's a great movie. It's like, it's just not Harrison Ford. It's never gonna be Harrison Ford. So I can watch it and enjoy it. But I don't think I could ever get over them replacing Mark Hamill.
But yeah, if they just recasted Luke just for a couple episodes,
If it's
right?
not Sebastian Stan, I'll fucking riot in the streets naked.
I
That's
kind
the
of want
only
them
person-
to recast him then, just to see that.
I can see the resemblance with Sebastian Stan. It's like, it's actually kind of crazy, but yeah, it's like, it's just not Mark Hamill, you know. I don't know, like,
yeah,
it feels wrong in a way, like, because Harrison Ford like doesn't even really like Star Wars, so it's like he doesn't really give a shit. So it's like, hey, if you want to recast Han Solo, what the fuck do I care? But like Luke Skywalker though, it's like
Alden Ehrenreich is
original
31 years
hero.
old right now.
I don't know.
Who do you think did it better, Darth Vader in Rogue One or Luke?
What?
I think.
Oof.
I
Oh,
think
like-
the stakes
like
were
who
Fight
fought
scene?
better?
The
Oh,
scene
man.
in
Yeah.
Luke.
I don't know, dude.
I think the stakes were
tough
higher with Luke because, like, we obviously knew that Vader wasn't going to accomplish the mission because they had the Death Star plans. But I will say that I felt like the droids like weren't very good at combat. Like they were shooting really slow and like not all
They
at
just
once.
punched.
And whereas like
Yeah.
the troopers, they were genuinely fucking freaked out and like truly fighting for their lives. So I think Vader had a harder task to do.
that's
But,
true.
Yo, Luke, dude, that was fucking incredible.
That last one, he just fucking like
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Shit out of him,
Crushed
dude.
him.
Crushed it
yeah.
with his fist. That was
Dude,
awesome.
I had my fucking Luke.
I'm giving it to Vader.
Yeah,
I
dude, it
mean-
just
Vader was awesome. I mean,
yeah.
it was epic.
Yeah, both implementations is what everybody wanted to see from his characters. What
The
they
cool
both
thing with
did in
Vader,
respective movies.
the cool thing with Vader is you could put anyone in that fucking suit and make a cool thing.
Sure.
That's true.
The Luke Skywalker thing is a lot harder to do. I mean, they kind of showed it through like security cams and stuff, which is, you know, say whatever you will about that. But then at the end of it, they obviously have to do like a face reveal, and I think that might damper the mood a little bit for some people. I was just excited to see how they were going to pull it off. Like I said, it's not the best in the world, but it's serviceable, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother about it today, and that I think it was probably just, you know, Disney's Disney. They got, you know, boatloads of money for everything, but definitely film budgets are much greater than Mando budgets, even though Mando's their biggest thing right now. So
Yeah.
probably came down to some sort of monetary issue why it looked kind of janky.
Yeah, I mean they're struggling right now, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, I was just excited to see Luke with some fucking justice done to him.
Well, that's what I wanted to see in the whole sequel trilogy. I just wanted Luke to have some badass moment like that,
Right?
and we never got it. So
He's some fucking mountain cuck. Like,
Mountain Cup.
yeah, it's like, it's
dude,
like
I
way to
love it.
fucking like ruin probably one of the greatest heroes of all time in
well,
15 minutes. You've like fucking reduced this character to nothing. But this was,
What did
it
you
was nice
guys-
to see.
What did you guys think of Gideon? And like,
Dude, I don't
how he
think
went
I
out
want
in
the
the
Hot
last
Toys
episode.
anymore.
Dude,
He
I
got
felt-
bitched out, dude.
I can't fucking
Yeah.
stand that character. I don't
I
want
don't. Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think he's
even
that
want to
great.
own a black series of him.
Dude, this is how that CGI looked
Like,
in
he
the episode.
fucking sucks.
Look janky as hell, dude.
Who is that? Is that you?
Who's that?
That looks, dude. That looks better than the CGI.
It looks like he just ate someone's ass.
Always, baby. It's the goatee.
And more like the. Never mind.
Yeah, I didn't think Gideon was that great of a character, honestly.
Dude, he really bitched out, and then when he got all freaked out, dude, I was like, dude, all this cool,
Oh,
like, chill
when he
moments
saw-
that you've had.
Yeah.
When he saw the
Down the
Jedi
drain.
on the screen, he was like shitting his pants. Looked like
yeah, that makes me think that he knows, or he's dealt with some Jedi, and or maybe he's dealt with Luke. I don't know, but
I mean, you
that
have
made me
to.
think that he.
You have to
Yeah.
figure the Empire knows the Jedi took them down, right?
But also, he's ISB, so he knows like the shit that you're not supposed to know.
But I
How
also
the fuck
think
did
that
he
he.
beat Bo-Katan though?
Wait, what?
I don't
For-
think
How did
he
he beat Bo-Katan? I wanna
think
see
he-
that.
I think he just stole it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know how he got it from her, you know, because him
Yeah.
actually beating her is kind of a hard thing to. I just don't see that him beating her in a battle, but
Well, that's if he beat her. You know, I mean, he could have
That's
said
true.
something else just to steal it from her.
no.
But I also
Yeah, I'm
think
wondering-
he purposely lost that fight with Mando when he was fighting him, just to create that tension between him and Bo-Katan with the saber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
yeah, for sure.
maybe
he
he
100%
is.
lost on purpose.
Yeah,
He was really enjoying
maybe
it.
he is a good fighter, and he did take that saber, but he just, for the point, he knew he wasn't going to make it out of there, so he had to do something to.
I think he thought he had a chance because he knew the shadow troopers were going to come back.
True.
Yeah. No,
I
he
think he was playing
definitely
inside until he came back.
threw that fight.
Aren't those
Do you
troopers
think we've?
supposed to have sabers? Like I thought I heard someone say that, or back
That was
they
in
used to
the
have.
old. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think we find out next season
Dude, Is Eddie a
what?
plunger? Eddie, are you a plunger? Because you keep bringing up old shit.
Oh,
Heyo.
Wait, Sean,
Wow.
what you said,
Hey.
I'm just kidding. I've never heard that with the saber thing. I'm not kidding.
Gideon
What a
said.
dick.
Gideon said that he got all the blood that he needed from Grogu. So,
Oh, he was
do you think
just
we
lying.
find out exactly what he did with that next season, or do you think that's like going to be Ahsoka?
Snoke, baby.
I think he was just lying.
You know, for a split second, I thought he was actually gonna just let him go with the child.
Mm, yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I was like, this motherfucker's lying.
Well, once he turned his back on him, I knew he was going to do something.
Yeah,
How did they-
exactly.
How did they find Dr. Pershing's ship at the
Dude,
beginning?
he
Like they
did
had
the
the
space
coordinates.
ball. Fool
That's what my
you.
sister said. She's like, what the fuck? They're just going to jump to this? I was like, yeah, this seems odd.
Dude, when we were watching it together, I was like, did we miss something? Like, I mean, I appreciate it. You only have 35 minutes. Like, get right to the fucking point. But
Oh yeah.
I felt like that could have easily been an hour or 2 hour long episode. And I
Oh,
would've-
Yeah, it
He's-
should have been an hour.
100%.
At least an hour. Yeah.
Dude, that fucking fight between Mando and the Dark Trooper. He just fucking
Dude, he
punched him in the
punched the
head.
shit
And
Oh,
out
yeah,
of his
that was
face,
crazy.
I was like, God damn.
Well, I thought maybe they were because when he shot it, it didn't even leave a mark on it. So I thought, are they made out of Beskar or something?
Oh man, that would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
It makes sense because it's like, what the fuck did the Empire use all the Beskar for? They
Mhm.
purged the planet, but nobody has Beskar. I haven't seen anybody with Beskar. So that would have made sense to me, but I guess, I don't know. Then Luke wouldn't have been able to fuck him up so
That's
bad.
what I thought. Yeah, he just ripped through him like they was made out of nothing. So
That is true. Fuck, what did they use all the Beskar for? Maybe they were just
I
hoarding
don't
it.
know. They keep
I mean, they
fucking
did-
saying it and then they don't show anything.
They did need a lot of money, so maybe they were buying it and selling it,
It was for the Death Star 3 that they never got a chance to make.
or Death Star 1 and 2. I mean,
Or
That's
Or
Star
Star
Killer
Killer
base,
base.
because that shit would
Yeah,
still
Star
need to
Killer.
be being built right now.
That is true. That is actually very true.
But then it wouldn't have been able to turn into a star because all the Beskar would have been stronger. Right?
Wow.
If fucking they try to implode the planet, it doesn't work because it's fucking made of Beskar to the core.
Yeah.
Before we
So who's really in charge, Gideon or Thrawn?
Dude, throw him out of the
Uh,
chat, please. I'm just kidding. Well,
Question.
I think
technically-
Thrawn's the setup for the Ahsoka show. I think that right now the biggest thing that we're gonna see season 3 is the fight over Mandalore, because that was like obviously the biggest point of the season outside of Baby Yodes was, in the 3rd episode or 4th episode they got the cruiser and the weapons, and then now they have another cruiser to take back Mandalore. So I think that's gonna be the focus of the next season.
I think Baby Yoda's not gonna be able to be trained, and he's just gonna go back to Mando.
Dude, I really hope that happens.
So during Death Star blows up, Empire with it, but there's still a skeleton of the Empire left. The
Yes.
guy left in charge was the Admiral Versio from Battlefront 2.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So he was just like an admiral of the Navy. But I guess by then Grand Admiral Thrawn is somewhere. They don't
Yes.
know where. So it falls on this dude. And then Moff Gideon, we talked about this on the show the other day. Moffs are just like political
They're
figures.
political. They're not
Not
military.
military. So Moff Gideon wouldn't outrank anybody pretty much. He's just like a governor with a fucking hit squad with him.
Not
But a Grand
necessarily.
Moff might be.
A
in the same
moff,
as-
a
yeah.
moff doesn't have military power, but I mean, it's almost like like a senator versus like a general. Like a senator still has a lot of pull within.
Yeah,
their
I'm not saying he
area.
doesn't. But like
I mean, not in terms
Grand
of like, they can
Admiral
direct-
Thrawn would outrank a Moff, wouldn't he?
That it depends
What
because
about
there's
Grand-
moffs and there's grand moffs.
Sure.
So
Mhm.
I think the thing is like a moff and an admiral, and then like a grand admiral and a grand moff, like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
But
I
Moff
think
Gideon
Thrawn
is
would
a-
technically be above Moff Gideon.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but Moff Gideon doesn't really adhere to any of Thrawn's like principles. Like he just wastes resources like they're completely expendable.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Gideon is under any like
So
doesn't really have that much tutelage from Thrawn.
now does Admiral Versio, he dies, doesn't he, in Battlefront 2? They kill him.
Spoilers, man. I haven't finished it yet.
The fucking game's old. That's your fault. I think he dies at the end of the game. I think you have to destroy his Star Destroyer.
Heart attack.
So yeah, I guess it's kind of up in the air who's really in charge.
I wonder when what's his name comes in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, what's his name? He's
The-
crazy.
Yeah, that guy.
The dude from
The guy with the thing.
old guy from the sequels. What the fuck is his name?
The who with the what?
robe? With the gold robe?
Snoke.
The gold robe.
Yeah.
Friends like, yo, when that dude Smoke comes, like what?
That dude with the
The Holy
slippers.
Smoke. Hey, Big Smoke.
Smokey.
Oh my god, Fern. Fern, you fucking.
I wonder when he
angel,
comes
bro.
in.
Well, I think we've already seen the
Big
attempts
ol'
at making
Fern.
Snoke.
Hey, I just noticed that, Fern. Thank you.
Kind of looked like Snoke in those, whatever those
Yeah, exactly.
were in those containers or whatever.
Those gelatinous blobs of flesh and meat.
Well, they were playing his theme too, weren't they?
Mhm,
When they
yeah.
discovered him.
Yeah, but isn't his theme just like the theme of Plagueis?
Did Plague it? Yeah, it's very similar, if not the same.
Yeah, I think they're like. That's why everyone thought he was Plagueis because their themes are like identical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But geez, overnight, you guys notice how everybody's going for the Luke Jedi Hot Toys now? All of a sudden,
God.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Dude,
within like 20
Wow.
minutes of the episode ending,
so
I saw shit.
so many ISO posts and shit like that. It's just
Right.
kind of funny.
Fake fans, guys.
Mhm.
No one gives a shit for 2 years, and then they're like, "I need this now."
Exactly. That thing sat on the shelf for so long at retail, and now it's
I should
funny.
have bought it from Zach when I had the chance.
I kid bashed one, and I'm totally happy with it. But
Yeah, I think I'm gonna legit take my take
Yours
him and
looks like the
R2 out of
CGI,
storage.
so I mean, it's pretty good.
you're a piece
Oh,
of
sure.
shit. Zach.
Is the sideshow one still?
No. Oh no. The sideshow. I think sideshow knew what was up because they announced like a few weeks ago they're making another batch of theirs. So
How
Mm,
does Sideshow know?
wait, what'd you say?
How does Sideshow know?
Fucking asshole.
I mean, I'm sure they work with their license holders. They probably have some heads up. Probably signed an NDA that said, "Wait till you see what's next." Dude, that
I
is the
heard,
greatest meme, dude. That's the
How
greatest
dare
meme.
you?
We need a. Okay, tell you this. In February, we're doing a "What's Next" sticker. It's happening.
Amazing.
can't wait.
I can't
No,
wait
I
to see
saw
what's
that.
next, guys.
I saw that they're also redoing the Black Series one. That was a Walmart exclusive, I think it was.
Dude, that figure is actually really fucking nice.
Yeah, I heard they're bringing it back
Which
out.
one?
Yeah, I have that
The
one.
Luke
Should I
Black
look
Series?
Black Series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till you see what's next, though.
Right.
All right, guys. Before we end this, does anyone have any last minute AMA stuff you want to ask before we conclude the official Christmas episode? Now,
Hey, man,
now's
was
the
that?
time. God damn it.
What are your goals for
ask
the
us anything.
network? What are your goals for the networks next year?
Ooh.
You said you asked that already.
Yeah, you already asked that, dude.
Did I? For the
Yeah.
goals?
Oh, wait.
Goals and
you
excited for it. Sure. Okay.
Dean didn't answer who he would like as a guest.
Oh yeah, Dean, who do you want as a guest?
You hogged the whole time, man.
That's
Me?
what I do, baby.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I didn't answer it. I said Zach.
Yeah, he said
and I have the-
Javi.
Yeah,
You
so
said
we have the
Yeah.
exact same answer, and
Oh,
Zach
okay.
took over.
Mm.
But,
And he fell asleep.
You're too busy
Robo would be
pissing, dude.
cool. Dude, you know, if he fucking a trip to have on
Delphi?
Anthony's Customs. That dude
I don't like that dude. I don't want that
just
dude.
sucks. That's why I want to have him on. Dude, that motherfucker takes toys like way too seriously. I mean,
Dude, he be shitting on everyone's toys and then shows off his product, and I'm like, okay.
yeah, it's like, man, maybe you should chill out.
Get JC Hong on the show.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That being said, thank you guys for jumping on stream.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
You guys are
thanks.
great.
It was a lot of
Anytime
fun.
you guys ever want to come on After Dark and fuck around.
Yeah, we talk
Holla
about
at your
butthole.
boy.
Main show or nothing.
Oh, if you want to come on the main show,
Wow.
my guy, holla at your boy.
If you want to come on the
door's
main show,
always
you got to
open.
turn your camera on, though.
Yeah. You
I don't
guys-
know how you
Swinging
guys.
some big dick energy.
Hey!
that.
Oh.
Sexy.
Look at that handsome guy.
What a guy.
I try.
dude.
I
What a
try.
guy.
What a dude.
Yeah, dude. If you
I'm-
want to come on the main show, holla at your boys.
Dude, the other day, Sean, you posted, what's it? Yeah, you posted something like for your anniversary.
Happy
Yeah.
anniversary.
And I was
Thank
like, oh
you.
my God, they just got married. And then I was like, oh, this was like 5 years ago. They've been married a while now.
10
But
years.
Been married
congr-
10-year
How-
anniversary. Yeah.
10 years. Yeah, it was
Never
even
read
10
longer.
year. Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my God, look how young he is. I didn't realize he was this young. And then it said like 10 years. I was like, oh, okay. He is about the age I thought he was.
Yeah.
But congrats, man. Way to
Aging
go.
thank you.
fine wine.
Everybody give him a round of applause.
I do what I can by staying married,
Okay.
having children.
Clapping you.
There you go.
Anyways, guys, you guys are great. You guys support the show. Keep us going. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the gifts and not the gifts, but the stickers we send. January's gonna be pretty good. We got the fuck that guy magnet, and then the figure police window cling, which is what some of the peeps wanted, and then February we'll figure out what's next. Anyways, I'm Zach.
I'm
Oh,
Dean.
Mario.
Wow, Mario jumped in over.
I'm Sean.
Dean.
I
Fuck
want
you
to
Sorry,
order.
dude.
Fuck.
What the? Dean,
Okay,
fuck
take
you
two.
guys,
Take
dude.
two.
Kick him out from the show, dude.
Anyways, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
Oh, Mario.
I'm Sean.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Scott.
I'm Fern.
I'm Danny. What the?
Danny, you did kind of fuck that up because Fern was next in the order.
It goes down like this.
Why did I expect Danny?
Danny, we read left to right here, my friend.
We're in China. All right. How dare you?